Hey fellas, hope you guys doing great. In today's video we will see, what if Naruto built his new life with a harem of all main ponies? Part 2. Huge shout out to RayKage52 for this story. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe and like the video. So let's start the story. Last time Twilight discovered that Nightmare Moon will escape from the moon in the longest day of the 1000th year. She has informed Princess Celestia but got assigned to Ponyville to check the preparation for the Summer Sun celebration, and the princess also assigned her to make some friends. As she did met all kinds of different ponies, but she didn't want to make some friends. Now Nightmare Moon has escaped and declared everlasting night to the world. Twilight swallowed and slowly stepped back. Nightmare Moon opened her mouth to speak, when something flew past her head. Dismissing it, the tall alicorn scanned the crowd before a three-blades-like dagger aimed at her. She smirked, so she dodged the dagger. But a yellow flash in her peripheral vision warned her of something appearing behind her. Naruto snarled, causing Nightmare Moon's head to whip around and look at him. Just in time for a hoof to slam into her jaw. Nightmare Moon slid backwards, to stop her slip by opening her wings. Careful Naruto, this mare is powerful. She is in pair with the Shodai Hokage. Kurama warns him in his mindscape. Humph, bold little fool, aren't you? The dark alicorn muttered as blood leaking out from her mouth. She wiped her mouth with the side of her right foreleg. Naruto dropped to the ground as his tail went through the hoop at the end of his dagger. This pony's radiant power is very interesting, the dark alicorn thought. She got interested to the dark orange stallion. There ain't anything little about me, princess, growled out the dark orange stallion. He summoned 5 clones to surround the dark alicorn, ready to attack at any given moment. Every pony in the room got shocked except for Scootaloo, that Naruto could use magic without a horn. The dark alicorn got really interested at the stallion. You're a very interesting pony, you can use magic without a horn, and that your radiant power could rival my sister. Every pony gasped, especially Twilight, that Naruto is in pair with Princess Celestia's power. No, I didn't use magic, I used jutsu, Naruto corrected her. I love to give you more info, but a shinobi never reveals everything. Before they could charge at each other, Mayor Mare interrupted them. Seize her! She has information on the whereabouts of our princess, the mayor ordered as several Pegasi guards flew into action. No! Wait, Naruto shouted at the guards before they injured themselves. But it was too late. They earned a sneer from the alicorn before her eyes shined a bright white. Fools! She exclaimed as a shield made from lightning shot out around her. Naruto and the Pegasi guards were sent flying back. The orange earth pony is being sent through the walls of the town hall. Naruto! Both Rarity and Fluttershy cried out in worry before jumping down through the hole and after the stallion. Her mane shot up and covered the slowly brightening sky. Ponies chattered worriedly as the alicorn laughed evilly. She transforms into a large cloud and flew away into the renewed night sky, being chased by Rainbow Dash. Darn! The Pegasus grunted when the cloud left her sight. She looked down and took notice of the purple unicorn she slammed into on accident, galloping back towards the library. Narrowing her eyes, Rainbow wondered, where's she off to? Naruto groaned as he pushed away some of the rubbles that had fallen on him. His right hoof went to his head and he rolled onto his other 3 legs. Luckily he has super regenerative power, heals all minor wounds he had in seconds. Naruto? Naruto! The orange stallion grunted as he turned to look at the white unicorn and the yellow Pegasus that was approaching him. Knowing that if he said anything, Fluttershy would overreact and blab to Nurse Redheart. Naruto hated being stuck on a bed and in a freaking hospital. Oh my heavens! Gasped the unicorn as Naruto pushed himself up and held back a wince. Naruto, are you alright? Me? Yeah, I'm fine, dismissed the stallion with a familiar grin. What happened after the light show? Nightmare Moon escaped, Mayor Mare said as she and 2 of the Pegasi guards entered, the guards carrying their 3rd teammate. His wings was busted, and he couldn't fly anytime soon by the looks of it. The mayor trotted closer to the larger stallion. Naruto, what happened in there? That's a good question, Rarity muttered as her eyes slightly narrowed accusingly. Where in Equestria's right mind would you attack an all-powerful alicorn? You could get really hurt or worse. Naruto frowns, making them worry. Sorry, didn't mean to worry you guys. The stallion apologizes before he saw Fluttershy's eyes leaking tears seeing him hurt. Naruto walks up to her. Don't worry, Shy, I'm okay, really I am. Please don't cry, I hate seeing you cry for my sake. You could get really hurt and I can't bear to watch you get hurt, said Fluttershy between sobbing. Naruto gives the yellow mare a hug to calm her down. Now you feel better? Fluttershy slightly nodded, wiping her tears. So where are the others? Asked Naruto. Big Macintosh is taking the CMC to your house since it is closer, quietly answered the Pegasus mare. Applejack, Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash went after Twilight Sparkle, who was running towards the library. I have a feeling that she knows more than she's letting on. Naruto mused to himself. Come on, let's find the others. Both Maras nodded, following after him out of town square. So what are you, a spy? Huh? Is that what you are? Was the first thing Naruto heard as he, Rarity, and Fluttershy entered the library. The stallion sighed. He bit down on Rainbow Dash's tail and pulled her away. Oh. What was that for, Naruto? Naruto! The blue Pegasus repeated with a beaming smile before hugging him tightly. A tint of pink appears on her face. You're okay. Oh man, that was awesome. How did you do that teleporting thing? And Sock Nightmare Moon, that was a good one. You've got to teach me how to do that. Naruto chuckled and pushed the mare away. Maybe later, Rainbow. He barely repressed a very foolish scream when Pinkie Pie and Applejack slammed into him with a hug. Pinkie lets go first and was shortly followed by a slightly blushing Applejack, and the former burst into a relieved spiel. We were so worried! I mean, I knew you'd be fine because there was that time you accidentally ran into a wagon and demolished it, but you just stood up and trotted off like it was nothing. But a brick wall is harder than wood. And then there was that time you fell into that pit I dug in the back of your house when I was trying to find some gold. Dash. That was you. I knew Skula was too short to get in and out of that hole. Oops. Oh well, anyway, there was also that time you got caught in the stampede and only got a busted lip. I think you're invincible, Naruto. Maybe you're an immortal or something. Well, so far that's what it looks like. I mean, you haven't been set on fire yet like in that play we saw last year, or been stabbed. Hey, have you ever played chicken with a bull yet? Pinkie chuckled out at the stallion as he put a hoof on her mouth. Later, okay? The pink mare blinked innocently before smiling under his hoof and nodded vigorously. Naruto sighed in relief before looking at a wide-eyed Twilight. His gaze hardened and he asked, What do you know about that mare? I read all about the prediction of Nightmare Moon. Some mysterious objects called the elements of harmony are the only things that can stop her, but I don't know what they are, where to find them, I don't even know what they do. Twilight answered after a moment. Elements of harmony, a reference guide, Pinkie Pie said happily from where she stood near a bookcase. She was quickly shoved aside when Twilight appeared almost instantly in her former spot. How do you find it so fast? She asked the pink mare, the other ponies in the room looking at their party-loving friend curiously as well. Pinkie bounced across the room with a giggle before she sang, It was under E. Everyone save Twilight chuckled at Pinkie's antics. Naruto's smile slowly falls, looks at the purple unicorn and asked, So what does it say? According to this, the elements of harmony are 6 stones that represents each element: kindness, laughter, generosity, honesty, and loyalty. The 6th one isn't listed, and the book says the elements were left by Princess Celestia in the old castle that resides in. Twilight trailed off with a deep swallow. Curious, the others in the room approached and read over her shoulder, and many faces paled. Except for Naruto, who still don't know what new danger that this world have to offer. The Everfree forest, said the ponies. Isn't this the forest you found me? Asked Naruto. Yeah, this is the place, answered Rainbow Dash with hint of fear. Let's go, said Pinkie without a care in the world. Not so fast. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I'd really rather do this on my own, said Twilight. But Naruto won't allow it. Oh no, you don't. If any pony's going in there, it should be me. Naruto looks at all 6 Maras with frowns. I don't want any of you to get hurt, so I am going. No! All 6 Maras shouted at him. Naruto flinch a bit cause he knows the fury of women, or in this case Maras. No can do, Sugar Cube. We sure ain't letting any friend of ours go into that creepy place alone. Naruto scowled. We're sticking to you like caramel on a candy apple, said Applejack. The rest of the ponies, humph, in agreement, but some were still shaking. I'm not gonna change your mind, am I? Naruto lets out sigh. You should just let me do it, Twilight said, stepping forward. Applejack shook her head. No, we do this together, said the farm mare before they entered the forest. Especially if there's candy apples in there, Pinkie said as the 4 other Maras trotted ahead of her, Naruto and Twilight. Upon getting a weird look from the unicorn, the party-loving mare continued. What? Those things are good. Only you, Pinkie, chuckled out Naruto as he followed after the 5 Maras. He looked back to the confused purple unicorn. Well, come on, Miss Canterlot Unicorn. We let those Maras get ahead of us, and they'll run into some sort of trouble. Twilight gave a nod and followed the rustic stallion into the woods. Naruto soon found his way to the front of the group, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. So, none of you been here before? Asked Twilight curiously. We did come here before looking for my sister, answered Applejack. She was almost attacked by 3 timber wolves, said Rarity. But she was saved by Naruto, thanks goodness, Fluttershy looking at Naruto with a smile. So why is this forest so feared? Twilight, having only heard tales of the infamous Everfree woods, asked. I mean, there isn't anything true to those old ponies' tales, right? Naruto stayed quiet. He doesn't know why this place is scary. It's just like from where he is from anyway. Applejack answered. This forest ain't natural. It doesn't work like the rest of Equestria. No pony knows. You know why? Rainbow Dash asked some of the girls in a creepy voice. Rainbow, quit it. You know how easily Fluttershy gets scared. Naruto scolds her. 'Cause every pony who's ever come in has never come out, said Rainbow Dash. Suddenly the cliff broke down, all 5 ponies sliding down. Rainbow and Fluttershy rushes towards them. Rainbow Dash grabs onto Pinkie, Fluttershy grabs onto Rarity by the tail, and Applejack grabs a root with her teeth, while Naruto and Twilight still sliding down until they reach the edge of the cliff. Applejack, seeing this, carefully made her way to the struggling Twilight first. Pushing her hooves down onto Twilight, she said, Hang on, Twilight! What other choice do I have? Twilight asks as she strains to hold on. Applejack, what should I do? Applejack pauses, glancing upwards before looking back at Twilight. Let go. Say what? Twilight asked. Naruto grunted as his hooves slid slightly before calling out. Hey, as the other pony dangling for his life, do what she says. You're crazy! Both of you! Twilight shouted angrily. No, we ain't, Applejack answered with a completely honest tone. I swear to you, Twilight, you ain't gonna get hurt. Whatever you're gonna do, Naruto grits out as his hooves slowly slid. Do it now! Trust me, Applejack urges before glancing over at the other orange pony and back. Twilight looks at her fellow mare dead in the eye before taking a deep breath and nodding. Applejack nodded once before lifting her hooves and letting Twilight fall. The purple unicorn screams in fear as she fell before being caught by Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. Applejack tried to carefully get to Naruto before he fell, but just as she got to him, his grip faltered and down he went. Looking over the edge, Applejack cried his name. Naruto! The others looks up and watches as the orange stallion fell. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy gasped before racing to him. Naruto looks down below him, and his eyes widened. He looked back to the approaching Pegasi, but looks like they won't make it. Naruto quickly cast a jutsu. Thinking the jutsu, Naruto inhaled deeply, and released a big bag of air from his mouth. Wind release stream. As he released the jutsu, Naruto slowly approached to the ground. As Naruto landing safely to the ground, the Maras let out a sigh of relief. Fluttershy rushes towards to the dark orange stallion, checking if he has any injuries. Shy, I'm fine, no need to worry, okay? Fluttershy looks at him. She nodded, but she was really worried about the orange stallion. As he's about to say something to the Maras, Applejack looks at him with a curious look. How did you do that, Naruto? You just blew a big bag of air out of nowhere. Naruto sighs and looks at the Maras. Look, AJ, I know all of you got a lot of questions. But right now we need to stop Nightmare Moon. I promise I'll explain everything later. You know I never break a promise, right, Pinky? Pinky happily nodded that Naruto never breaks a promise, especially a Pinky's promise. The other Maras looked at each other and nodded. Okay, Naruto, after all this is over you have some explaining to do, said Applejack. Naruto scratches the back of his head and laughed nervously. Let's keep moving, said Naruto. The Maras nodded. While everyone else is getting themselves dusted off, Nightmare Moon suddenly lunges forth at a sleeping creature, causing it to roar in pain. A few minutes later, Rainbow Dash explains how she and Fluttershy recused Rarity and Pinky from falling to Twilight. And once Pinky and Rarity were saved, whoosh! Me and Fluttershy looped a loop around and wham! Caught you right in the nick of time, said Rainbow Dash. While Rainbow Dash gloats about how she saved her friends from falling, Naruto is talking with the Bijus. Naruto, you could save all of them from falling using your chakra arms, you know, said Gyuki. Yeah, but if I do that, Twilight will never learn about honesty. The mayor needs to learn how to rely on others, said Naruto inside his mindscape. Yes, Rainbow, I was there, and I'm grateful, but we gonna, said Twilight in annoyance. But suddenly they see a creature that have a lion for a face and body with bat wings and a scorpion's tail. A manticore! The manticore roars at them. We've gotta get past him, said Twilight. While Fluttershy got worries on her face. The manticore raises its paw and almost hit everyone. Rarity kicks the monster cat in the face. Take that, you ruffian, said Rarity. But the attack only made the creature more pissed, and it barely clawed Rarity, but it only messed up her hair. My hair, said Rarity, as she ducks away from another attack. Wait, said Fluttershy, but it was in vain. The manticore saw Naruto charge at the creature, giving him a punch on the jaw. The manticore got really pissed. He was about to hit Naruto with his paw. But he was stopped by Applejack. While Applejack rides the manticore, Naruto looks at Fluttershy, who tries to stop them for hurting the monster cat. Naruto's face hoofed, of course. Fluttershy can understand animal, I almost forgot about it. Yee-haw! Get along, little doggy, said Applejack as she rides the monster cat. Wait, said Fluttershy, but was cut off when Applejack was thrown off by the manticore. Whoa! All yours, partners, Applejack said as she signals Rainbow Dash. I'm on it, said Rainbow Dash, saluted as she charged right for the manticore. Wait, said Fluttershy, but still she couldn't stop Rainbow from attacking. The manticore used its tail and swatted her away, but without hitting him with the stinger. Rainbow! Shouted Twilight. Rainbow quickly recovered. The others looked at the manticore and charged at the beast, but was stopped by Fluttershy. Wait, said Fluttershy. Every pony stops and looks at her. The manticore grunts at Fluttershy as she approaches it. The manticorn was ready to strike Fluttershy. Fluttershy! Shouted Rainbow as she's ready to charge at the beast to save Fluttershy. She was stopped by Naruto. Naruto! What are you doing? Can't you see the manticorn is about to attack Fluttershy? Rainbow shouted angrily at Naruto. Naruto shook his head and let the mare look at the yellow Pegasi. Sure. It's okay, said Fluttershy as she rubs her nose at the manticorn's paw. The manticorn frowns and he let Fluttershy see his paw. He got a big torn on his paw. Oh, you poor little baby, said Fluttershy. Little? Said Rainbow Dash. Now this might hurt for just a second, Fluttershy said to the beast as she pulled out the thorn. The manticore then roared in pain. Fluttershy! Every pony shouted except for Naruto. He already knows the outcome. The Maras were about ready to charge at the manticorn. But they could see the manticorn licking Fluttershy like it was some kind of a cat. Naruto chuckled seeing the manticorn licking Fluttershy. Ah, you're just a little old baby kitty, aren't you? Yes you are, Fluttershy said as she was giggling while continually being licked by the manticore. The other smiles and walked past the manticorn. How did you know about the thorn? Asked Twilight. I didn't. Sometimes we all just need to be shown a little kindness, said Fluttershy. After hearing this, Twilight smiled. Good job, Fluttershy, I knew you can do it, said Naruto. Fluttershy uses her mane to hide a tint of pink on her face. so the dark orange stallion won't see it. Thank you, Naruto. Naruto nodded. Naruto picks up the thorn and destroys it. Cause he could sense negative emotion leaking from the thorn. As Naruto is ready to catch up to the Maras, he feels something was watching him, but the presence disappeared. Naruto tries to sense the presence again. But presence is long gone. Seeing that the presence is gone, Naruto rushes to catch up to the Maras. As Naruto leaves the area, a blue mist watches the blonde stallion from a distance. Seeing the stallion's power from the fall earlier, Nightmare Moon lick her lips. You're a very interesting pony, Naruto Uzumaki, said Nightmare Moon with a seductive tone. I look forward to our encounter later. Nightmare Moon disappears to get ready for her next trap. My eyes need a rest from all this icky muck, said Rarity. The way started to go dark as every pony entered an area filled with tall trees that blocked the moonlight. Well, I didn't mean literally, said Rarity. That ancient ruin could be right in front of our faces and we wouldn't even know it, said Twilight. Damn, I can't see anything, said Naruto. Suddenly, Nightmare Moon's misform seeps into the trees. I didn't see you there, my apologies, said Rarity as she bumped into Naruto. Hey! Watch it, said Rainbow as Pinkie steps on her tail. Oh sorry, oh my sorry again. Fluttershy keeps on bumping to Twilight. Oh wait, I think I stepped on something, said Applejack. Suddenly, Fluttershy screams at the sight of something. It's just mud. Suddenly, Applejack screams when she sees a tree with a horrific face. Ah! All of the ponies then scream as all of the trees around them had similar faces. Especially Naruto, he still have fear of ghosts. Naruto turns pale white as snow, but before he fainted, they hear a laughter echoing around the forest. They saw Pinkie Pie laughing at the scary face tree. Bleh. Oh! said Pinkie Pie as she was making funny faces in front of a tree. Pinkie, what are you doing? Run! said Twilight. Oh, every pony, don't you see? said Pinkie. Oh. Rakeage music, please, said Pinkie as she looks at me from the screen. Sure, Pinkie, said me as I insert the music on the story while I'm doing this. Confused face? WTF? Pinkie Pie. When I was a little filly and the sun was going down. Twilight Sparkle, tell me she's not. Pinkie Pie. The darkness and the shadows, they would always make me frown. Both Rarity and Naruto, she is. Pinkie Pie. I'd hide under my pillow. From what I thought I saw. But Granny Pie said that wasn't the way to deal with fears at all. Rainbow Dash, then what is? Pinkie Pie. She said, Pinkie, you gotta stand up tall. Learn to face your fears. You'll see that they can't hurt you. Just laugh to make them disappear. Ha! 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 Ponies gasp. Pinkie Pie. So, giggle at the ghostly, Fluttershy giggled. Guffaw at the grossly, Rainbow laughed with a skip. Crack up at the creepy, Rarity raised her brow and laughed. Whoop it up with the weepy, Pinkie Pie smiled as she gave Applejack a lift as she is whooped by. Chortle at the kooky, Pinkie pushes Twilight and Naruto up to a face of a tree, and they laughed it away. Snortle at the spooky, every pony laughed together. And tell that big dumb scary face to take a hike and leave you alone, and if he thinks he can scare you then he's got another thing coming, and the very idea of such a thing just makes you wanna. Ha 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 ha, heh. Leia. Almost at once, all the scary faces vanished in pink poofs, revealing nothing more than barren trees, every pony, even the bijus inside Naruto's mindscape, falling onto their backs and lets out life-enriching laughter. Thanks, Pinkie, I can always count on you to make me laugh, said Naruto as he gave the mare a grin. Pinkie blushes, he said he can count on her to make him laugh. It wasn't long when they were all laughing and carrying on. Pinkie is hopping ahead when she suddenly stops at a riverbank. Every pony bumps into the pony ahead of him, or her. Every pony looks past Pinkie as she said, How are we gonna get across this? The river before them was turbulent, and looks too treacherous to cross, and without any idea how deep it was just too risky. But at that moment, they heard a mournful sobbing, making them all, Ha! They followed the sobbing upriver and peered through some bushes. They found the source of the river's turbulence in the form of a large purple sea serpent thumping his tail in the water. Why he was called a sea serpent, for one that lives in a river, was anyone's guess. The serpent had a slicked back orange mane and mustache and appeared to be in distress. "What a world! What a world!" "Excuse me, sir. Why are you crying?" asked Twilight. "Well, I don't know. I was just sitting here, minding my own business, when this tacky little cloud of purple smoke just whisked past me and tore half of my beloved mustache clean off, and now I look simply horrid," said the sea serpent. They could see the missing half of the serpent's mustache, now a mere messy tuft on the serpent's nose. Seriously? Both Naruto and Bijou's thought inside the mindscape. The serpent cried as he just fell over, unintentionally sending a wave to splash the 7 ponies, except Naruto, who steps aside, leaving the others all soaked. "Oh, gimme a break!" Rainbow gruffed. "That's what all th fuss is about?" Applejack asked with a tone one might use to say, "Are you serious?" That's sad and all, but can you stop crying so we can move on, because we don't have much time anyway?" said Naruto. "Naruto, don't be rude, and why, of course it is." Rarity spoke up, her nose pointing up. "How can you be so insensitive?" They all watches in bewilderment as Rarity approaches the serpent, resting his head on the bank. "Why, just look at him, such lovely luminous scales." Sniffing, the serpent said, "I know." "Is she serious?" Shikaka muttered, earning him a shush from Naruto. "Let her talk," he whispered inside his mindscape. "Your expertly coiffed mane," Rarity complimented the serpent. "Oh, I know. The serpent ran his hand through it. "Your fabulous manicure." Gasping, the serpent said, "It's so true." "All ruined by your beautiful mustache," Rarity lamented. "It's true. I'm hideous." The serpent wept. Naruto rolled his eyes. "Okay, this is a little overdramatic. I simply cannot let such a crime against fabulosity go uncorrected." Rarity swore, and she quickly plucked one of the serpent's scales. "Oh! What did you do that for?" Rarity held the scale out, Twilight saying, "Rarity, water you dash." They all gasped as the scales slid through the air, the serpent moaning as he fainted, and they all saw Rarity had slid off her own tail. Her horn shined as her magic levitated her shorn tail to the serpent's nose, and with her magic, Rarity replaced the lost half of the mustache with her tail, much to the serpent's joy. "Oh! Hoo! My mustache! You look smashing!" Rarity beamed. "Oh, Rarity, your beautiful tail!" Twilight worried. "Oh, it's fine, my dear. Short tails are in this season. Besides, it'll grow back. Even if your tail is short, Rarity, you still look fine as always to me," said Naruto with a grin. Rarity looks away with the red cheeks on her face. Twilight smiled despite getting a little jealous, but Rainbow muttered to her, "So, the mustache issue is gone, right?" Twilight gasps, and she was starting to wade through the river, which no longer posed a threat. "We can cross now, let's go." But she found herself lifted up by the serpent's tail. "Allow me!" And the serpent formed a bridge of his coils, allowing all the ponies lacking wings pass over. As the ponies carried on, left Naruto as he thanks the serpent. "Thanks, sir." "Oh! How rude of me, I never gave them my name either." "My name is Sebastian, and you are?" Sebastian asked curiously. The stallion chuckled. Naruto Uzumaki, nice to meet you." "Oh my, what a famous name!" Sebastian gasped. "You must be who write this book?" Sebastian takes out a book behind some trees. The title of the book is The Tale of the Utterly Gutsy Shinobi. "Your book is a masterpiece, my dear sir. The drama, the thrill, the romance, and the action," said Sebastian excitedly. Naruto scratches his head nervously. "Well, Jez thinks I never got too many fans from that book." Sebastian gasped. "What are you talking about? A lot of Ponies, and especially Griffin, Diamond Dog, and Dragon loves your book." Naruto's eyes went wide. He didn't know his book could reach outside Equestria. "Well, thanks," Naruto gives the serpent a smile. As Naruto was about to say his goodbyes, Sebastian stops him. Before you go, could you sign my books? Sebastian gives Naruto his book to sign. Naruto nodded. After Naruto signs the book, Naruto thought of something before Sebastian asked to sign his book. Wait, did he say books? Sebastian took another book somewhere behind the tree. Could you sign this book too? Sebastian tried to hide his tint of pink on his face. Sebastian gives Naruto the book. Naruto looks at the book. He is shocked at the title of the book. It is Ika Ika Paradise in Equestria. Naruto looks at Sebastian. How do you know I am the author of this book? Well, your handwriting, or what you ponies used to write, mouth writing, is the same as your other book. Sebastian hides his embarrassment. Oh, Naruto thought. Naruto said his goodbye to Sebastian. He catches up with the Mares. Naruto, where had you been? Said Twilight. Oh, taking some business, said Naruto. Come on, the ruin that holds the elements of harmony is almost in our reach, said Twilight. Twilight, wait for us, said Applejack. We're almost there, said Twilight. Suddenly, she almost goes over a cliff. Whoa! Suddenly, Naruto bit her tail to stop her from falling. What's with you and falling off cliffs today? Said Naruto. Now what? Asked Pinkie Pie as she sees the bridge loose on the other side. Duh, said Rainbow Dash as she shows her wings. Rainbow Dash then flies over to the other side to tie the bridge. Oh yeah? As Rainbow Dash ties up the bridge, she hears an eerie voice. Rainbow, said the eerie voice. Who's there? Asked Rainbow Dash as she got in defense mode. Rainbow. I ain't scared of you. Show yourself. We've been eagerly waiting for the arrival of the best flyer in Equestria. Who? Rainbow asked rather dumbly. Why, you, of course. Really? I mean, oh yeah, me. Rainbow bragged. Hey, you wouldn't mind telling the Wonderbolts that, would ya? 'Cause I've been trying to get into that group for, ever. No, Rainbow Dash, we want you to join us. The source of the voice approaches and Rainbow sees 3 Pegasus ponies. The Shadowbolts. They wore purple and black flight suits, with lightning yellow borders. The one in the middle was a mare while her escorts were stallions. Each of them had bone-white coats, while their manes were an ominous blue, and their eyes Everfree forest. And soon, we will be the greatest in all Equestria. But first, we need a captain. Instantly Rainbow got starry-eyed, having an idea where this was going as the female Shadowbolt carried on. The most magnificent. Yep, Rainbow agreed. Swiftest. Bravest flyer in all the land. Chuckling, Rainbow said, It's all true. We need, the Shadowbolt cried before whispering into Rainbow's ears. You. Hulu. Sign me up. Rainbow leapt before going over to the rope bridge. Just let me secure this thing, then we have a deal. No, the Shadowbolt yelled. It's them or us. Rainbow realized something was wrong here. Rainbow. It was Twilight. What's taking so long? Oh no. Twilight could see Rainbow alone before the Shadowbolts. Rainbow. The mare Shadowbolt glares at them, her goggles flashing yellow, causing the clouds to cover the others, muffling their voices. Oh no, Rainbow's in trouble. Twilight worried. We gotta get over there, Rarity insisted. Oh my, Fluttershy fretted. Don't worry about her. All eyes fell to Naruto, who looks into the fog with an unreadable look. Applejack stood next to him, asking, What in the hay do you mean, don't worry? Believe in Rainbow Dash, Naruto insisted. She'll make the right choice. For a few agonizing moments, every pony looks through the mist, so thick they couldn't even see that telltale rainbow mane they all knew and loved. Then, without warning, they saw the bridge on their side jerk, and the fog parted, Rainbow flying up to them, as they all cheered and made their way across. Good job, Rainbow, Twilight said proudly. See? I'd never leave my friends hanging. Rainbow smiled and flew ahead. Naruto smirked. He knew Rainbow would make the right choice. They entered the ruins, seeing only some windows still persisted, and a few pillars still stood, most of them enwrapped with vines. In the center stood a great monument that held up 5 stone spheres, each carved with a different shape. "Those must be it," said Naruto. "Whoa!" Applejack voiced out what everyone felt as they all entered. "Come on, Twilight," Applejack invited. "Isn't this what you've been waiting for?" "The elements of harmony," Twilight awed as she gazes upon the spheres. "We found them." Rainbow and Fluttershy both collected the stones, Twilight saying, "Careful, careful. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Pinkie counted. "There's only 5. "Where are the last one?" Rainbow asked. "The book said that when the 5 are present, one would be revealed through hope, the others by a spark," Twilight explained. "What in the hay is that supposed to mean?" Applejack asked, thinking it sounded like hooey. "I'm not sure, but I have an idea," Twilight said as she kneels before the stone. "Stand back, I don't know what will happen." "Come on, y'all," Applejack said, leading everyone outside. "She needs to concentrate." Naruto steps beside Twilight. "Remember what I told you, okay?" Twilight looks at him and nodded. But as they left, the shimmering haze returned and became a whirlwind, sucking in the elements, Twilight gasping. "Twilight!" Every pony outside gasped. "The elements!" Twilight shouted as she dove into the whirlwind after them. Naruto rushes towards to Twilight using his 3-bladed dagger to teleport to her. Both Twilight and Naruto got sucked into the whirlwind, which blinked away, much to every pony's shock. "Where did they go? What happened? How do we find them?" As every pony dashes around in a mad attempt to locate their friends, Applejack yelled, "Twilight! Naruto! Where are you? Look!" They look in to see Rarity looking out a window, and in a nearby tower, lights flashed from its windows. "Come on, y'all!" Twilight coughed, as the haze cleared and she gasped. Ahead of her, on a pedestal, stood Nightmare Moon, the elements levitating around her, caught in her haze of a mane and tail, laughing wickedly as lightning flashed around her. "The elements!" Twilight shouted. She looks around, she knows Naruto followed her. But he's nowhere to be seen. "You! What have done to Naruto?" Twilight shouted angrily. Nightmare Moon just laughed. "Oh, where indeed?" The dark mare smirked evilly. Naruto groans, rubbing his head. "Well, that was a ride." Naruto looks around, but he saw Twilight coughed, and with Nightmare Moon. "Twilight, you alright?" Naruto yelled but got no response. "Hey! Twilight, can you hear me?" As Naruto tries to touch the mare he just passed through her. "What the hey?" Before he could say something else, he hears an evil laugh. He saw Nightmare Moon on a pedestal with another Nightmare Moon. What, another Nightmare Moon? Naruto thought. "Well, it's good to see thee again, Uzumaki," said Nightmare Moon with a seductive tone. "What's going on? Why, there are 2 of you!" shouted Naruto. "Oh, my apologies. Let me welcome thee to thy shadow realm. This is a little pocket dimension that I created just for us," said Nightmare Moon with a hidden lust. "You see, in this pocket dimension no pony can hear us or see us, but we can see and hear them. This dimension is nothing but an illusion, a clone. That Nightmare Moon outside? That is not thyself, the real me is right here," Nightmare Moon explained. "So why? You want a little old me to be alone with you?" Naruto growls at the dark alicorn. The dark mare smirked, looking at him with lust in her eyes. "Well, you see, Uzumaki, it's simple really." Nightmare Moon walks towards him and puts her tail around him. "Thou needs a strong knight if thou wants to rule over Equestria, and the Uzumaki Naruto fits the bill. Thou art strong, thou art indeed powerful, even stronger than thy sister. With thou by my side we could rule Equestria forever. Thou can give thou anything to whatever thou desires, thou can give thou wealth. The dark mare uses her magic to fill the room with gold, diamonds, and gems. Or thou can give thou powers." She cast an illusion, seeing both Naruto and her rule over Equestria. "Or thou can give thee the mare of thou dream," as she whispers in his ear. She cast another illusion. Naruto found himself on a blue heart-shaped bed. He looks up, seeing Nightmare Moon floating above him without her armor. Instead, she's wearing a white lingerie. Naruto tries to move, but he is bound by chains on each limb. Nightmare landed on top of him. She looks at him with uncontrollable lust. She purrs as she rubs her snout against Naruto's neck. Naruto can't move in any mean. Nightmare nipping on Naruto's left ear. Suddenly she feels something under her belly and growing. She smirked. Kurama! Guys! Get me out of here! Naruto shouted at the bijus inside his seal. We're trying, Naruto. But the mare's spell is hard to crack. Just stay calm, Naruto. Kurama tries to calm down Naruto. You know, you could just let her fape you, said Shikaku. Shisaka. This is not the time. Hang on, Naruto-kun, said Matatabi. It seems the little one wants to come out and play. Naruto's eyes went wide. Nightmare Moon notices his expression. She giggles. Oh, do not worry, we'll not go that far yet. Naruto have horror written on his face. Nightmare Moon looks directly at his eyes with those ocean blue eyes. She can mesmerize any mare. She locks her lip onto Naruto's lip with full force, tries to open his teeth with her tongue. Naruto's eyes pops open, trying to close his teeth tighter. His and Nightmare's lips part ways. She chuckled seductively. A feisty one, eh? I like that in a stallion. As she tries to kiss Naruto again. The bijus dispels the illusion and breaks free Naruto from his shackle. Nightmare Moon looks shocked but got angry. Thou dare reject me! If thou can have thou pony to thyself, then no pony shan have him. Nightmare summoned lightning to strike Naruto. Naruto dodge each lightning that strikes at him. You're not the only one who can summon lightning. Naruto lift both of his hoofs and yell. Raiton Jibashi, lightning release, electromagnetic murder. Naruto summoned lightning from his hoofs. Strikes at the dark mare, but she flew into the air, so the attack miss. As Nightmare Moon scans the room, Naruto disappeared but reappears behind her with a yellow flash of light and sucker punches her. Nightmare Moon went straight to the ground with a dust cloud covering over her. Naruto waits for the dust cloud to clear. After the dust cloud cleared this time, Nightmare Moon disappeared. She turned into a blue mist and reappears beside Naruto, who she gives him a kick to the face. Nightmare Moon smirked and sent the blonde tumbling backwards with her wing dismissively. Naruto groaned and pushes himself to his hooves. Naruto puts his hooves together. Suddenly a puff of cloud covers the room. After the cloud cleared, instead there were one Naruto. Now there are 5 Narutos. The 4 clones charge at the dark mare and kicks her into the air. Then, while she is floating in midair, the real Naruto delivers the final body assaults to the alicorn with a rotating heel drop while yelling, Na! Ru! 2! Uzumaki Rendan. The alicorn flies straight to the ground that created a large crater. Nightmare Moon emerged from the crater with a promised pain in her eyes. How dare thou! Do that, me thou shalt pay! The alicorn charges at Naruto. Naruto and his clones also charges at the dark mare. Delivering punches and kicks, Nightmare Moon created a shockwave, sending all the Narutos flying to the wall. All Naruto's clones dispels. Naruto groaned, rubbing his head. Then he stood up and he inhales a huge bag of air, and then he exhales a giant fireball at the alicorn. Katon, Gokaku no Jutsu, fire release, great fireball technique. The fireball connects onto the dark alicorn, creating a huge explosions. After the smoke is clear, seeing the alicorn is unharmed, she created a barrier to protect herself from the fireball. Nightmare unleashes bolts of magic at Naruto. Naruto keeps dodge the incoming attack, trying to get close to her. Naruto throws his kunai with his tail in the right moment. Seeing the opening, he throws a kunai above the dark mare. Before he teleported above the dark alicorn, he impales his hoof into the ground to perform the jutsu. Nightmare Moon stopped firing as she sees that Naruto suddenly disappeared. Naruto reappears above her with a huge stone hand. Doton Siden Fizuto, Earth Release, Stone Fist. Naruto punches down towards the mare, who got her eyes widen. The punch created a shockwave and another crater. After Naruto lifted his stone hand, he looks at the mare, who is laying down on the crater. But she turns into a blue mist and surrounds Naruto. Then it turns into Nightmare Moon and punch him to his jaw, sending him upward. Then she summoned lightning to strike Naruto while he's still floating in midair. The lightning hit Naruto, But instead Naruto was hit. It was a log who got hit from the dark mare's lightning. A log! The dark alicorn shouted angrily. Yes. All praise the log, said Naruto while praying to the log god. Naruto appears across the room. Looks at the mare with a frown. Why are you doing this? Asked with a sad expression. Why? Why? I shall tell thee why. Nightmare Moon shouted angrily. Because thy sister got all the love, while thy got nothing. The dark mare shed a few tears. The ponies only sleep at thy night. No pony loves thy night. That's not true. Ponies love your night. You are the night light to the ponies who is scared in the dark. Your night gives a beautiful starling sky, you just don't know it, said Naruto with a sad smile. Also me, I also love your night. You love my night? Asked the dark alicorn. Naruto nodded. No! You are a liar! Nightmare Moon yelled at him. You do not love my night. If ponies will not love my night, I shall make them love my night. So I could be acknowledged. She charges using her long horn, aiming to impale the stallion. Naruto just dodged easily and gives another right hoof straight punch to Nightmare Moon. This sends the dark mare pinned against the wall. So you want to put the world into entral darkness just to be acknowledged? Naruto said seriously. Then you really are not worthy to be princess, you idiot! How dare thou say that to thee? Nightmare Moon's horn glows, unleashing a powerful beam at Naruto, sending him to the wall. That created a huge hole at the wall. Nightmare Moon was about to finish the job. Suddenly Naruto emerges from the hole with a huge amount of power. When he came out from the hole, she was surprised seeing the orange stallion's eyes change from sky blue eyes to yellow toad-like iris with an orange pigmentations around his eyes. Naruto has entered Sage Mode. He entered Sage Mode instantly because his Chakra control is rival with the Shodai Hokage. He can enter Sage Mode almost instantly. The real battle begins! Naruto turns into his frog kata stance and pony style and disappears from Nightmare Moon's sight. She tries to look for him, but she felt an incredible force against her face, sending her flying through 3 walls. She emerges from the destruction with anger in her eyes. She summons the shadow creatures to attack the blonde stallion. Naruto summons his chakra arms to perform a jutsu with a series of hand seals inhaled and unleashes a wave of water at the approaching shadow creature. Suetun Mizurappa, water release, wild water wave. The creatures got all washed away. Nightmare Moon appears right in front of the blonde stallion. Her horn glows and she fires a bolt of magic in point-blank range. No time to dodge the attack. Naruto quickly cast a jutsu. Nightmare Moon fires her magic at Naruto, seeing there's no escape. A huge white explosion covers the area. The dark alicorn dusted off her coat from the explosion. She checks if the stallion is still alive. But she hears a crackling like electricity. Naruto emerges from the smoke. The dark alicorn was shocked seeing the stallion is alive from a point-blank attack. How art thou still alive? I activated my lightning release armor. It's known as my ultimate shield. Lucky for me, I activated it just in the nick of time. Naruto grins. Not only it increases my defense, it also increases my speed. Naruto disappeared in a flash of lightning. Nightmare Moon activated her shield, keeping her safe from the all-powerful sage. Naruto reappears across the room. He summons his chakra arms. He turns his chakra arms into like a lance or a spear. Naruto charge at the dark mare with full force behind it. Nightmare Moon, seeing the blonde pony, charges at her with a demon-like speed. She increases her shield to its maximum capacity. Naruto hits the barrier. Nightmare Moon tries to maintain the shield, but it was starting to crack. Naruto pushes harder, then the shield shatters. Using his ultimate spear, Hell Stab, it could destroy any shield. The dark alicorn got knocked away from the sheer force of the attack. She groans and tries to stand up. Naruto, who stood beside her. Do you really think that ponies will acknowledge you after you putting the world into entral darkness? The princess values peace and safety of her ponies or any races. The ponies will only think of you as a tyrant who will execute anything even if it costs nothing but suffering. Is it really the way you want to be acknowledged by your ponies? Naruto shouted towards the near unconscious Nightmare Moon, who's lying in the middle of the crater from his other attack earlier. All that thy ever wanted is to be acknowledged as who thyself, not just as a shadow of thy sister," Nightmare Moon said while breathing heavily due to the damage of Naruto's attacks. "Then all you need to do is look for another path where you can be acknowledged as who you are, not by overthrowing your sister," Naruto replied. "Because you cannot acquire love if you continuously yearn for hatred. Remove the darkness within your heart and start moving forward." Nightmare Moon looks at him one last time and smiles at him before losing consciousness. The pocket dimension shatters into pieces. Naruto looks at the side of the room. He saw Twilight's horror, the elements shattered. "You little fool! Thinking you could defeat me? Now you will never again see your princess or your son! The night will last forever!" "No!" Twilight whispered. "Oh, don't feel bad," Nightmare's clone mocked. "You won't be around to enjoy it." Without warning, Nightmare's clone shot a bolt of energy at Twilight, who was too downtrodden to notice. "Twilight!" Twilight looked and saw an orange figure leap in front of her. The figure stomped his hoofs to the ground and created a rock-like shield, shielding her from the attack. "Naruto!" "Hey! Twilight!" Before he looks at the dark alicorn, he was hugged by the lavender mare crying on his coat. "I thought something happened to you. I am so glad you are all right." Naruto smiles at the lavender mare using his hoof running down on the mare mane. "Sure, it's all right, I'm here. Come on, let us end this." Twilight nodded but turns into sadness. "Naruto. I failed," Twilight whimpered. "The elements are destroyed. It's over." She felt a hoof wipe her tears away, and saw Naruto smiling. "Remember what I said at your bedroom." Twilight looks at him and starts to remember the word he told her. "Bonds can give you what you really need." They both look at Nightmare's clone, who looks shocked. "How are you here? If you're here, the original is defeated." She scans the area. She saw the original laying on the floor unconscious. She teleported into the original and merged together. In a flash of light, she teleported again on the pedestal. But before Nightmare Moon could charge another energy bolt, Twilight hears familiar voices, and looks behind them to see a doorway. "Twilight! Naruto, don't worry! We'll be there! We're coming! Don't give up!" And it was then Twilight experienced a revelation. "You think you can destroy the elements of harmony just like that?" Twilight faces Nightmare Moon. "Well, you're wrong." She heard them all galloping to her side and declared, "Because the spirits of the elements of harmony are right here." The shards of the elements all glowed and shivered around Nightmare's hooves and rose up. "What?" "Applejack," Twilight spoke, "who reassured me when I was in doubt, represents the spirit of honesty." Applejack found herself surrounded by some of the shard. "Fluttershy, who tamed the manticore with her compassion, represents the spirit of kindness." Fluttershy hesitated but found reassurance in the shards around her. "Pinkie Pie, who banished fears by giggling at the face of danger, represents the spirit of laughter." Pinkie got giddy as shards surrounded her. "Rarity, who calmed a sorrowful serpent with a meaningful gift, represents the spirit of generosity." Rainbow Dash, who could not abandon her friends for her own heart's desire, represents the spirit of loyalty. As Rarity and Rabno were surrounded by some shards, Twilight looks down at Naruto, who's smiling at her, and she finally understood. "You still lack the last element," Nightmare insisted, but looking troubled. "The spark didn't work." "But it did, a different kind of spark," Twilight corrected as she faced the others, smiling at them all as they smiled at her. "I felt it, the very moment I realized how happy I was to hear you, to see you, how much I cared about you. The spark ignited inside me. When I realized that you all are my friends, and created bonds that could last forever." A light shined above, and the sixth element appeared, floating down towards Twilight. "You see, Nightmare Moon, when those elements are ignited by the spark that resides in the heart of us all, it summons the final element. The element of magic." The Mara shines with power, the shards transforming into necklaces while the seventh element became a crown upon Twilight's head. Her eyes flashed a bright white, encasing the room in blinding light. The light hit Naruto and he starts to glow. As he feels the power, Naruto lifts his right hoof and gathers the chakra for the last attack. This is it! Nightmare Moon! This is the end! Sage Art, Harmonic Rasengan. The light from the elements of harmony is somehow absorbed by the Rasengan. The Rasengan glows brighter than it ever did before, turning iridescent, as trails of rainbow-colored light swirls around it and behind Naruto. Nightmare Moon gave a final cry of dismay before vanishing in the sudden explosion of white. And like a bad dream she vanished as Twilight and Naruto opened their eyes, releasing a pure white light. Oh! Rainbow groaned as she got up. Looking around, she noticed that the others are all lying on the floor, stirring as well. My head! Every pony okay? Applejack asked. Oh my goodness! Why, Rarity, it's so lovely, Fluttershy said, as Rarity posed. I know! Rarity waved her tail, which had somehow been restored to its full length and same beautiful style. I'll never part with it again. No, your necklace, Fluttershy pointed out. The jewel looks just like your cutie mark. Rarity saw for herself the jewel was indeed shaped like one of the jewels of her cutie mark, colored the same purple as her mane. So does yours! Fluttershy's jewel was a pink butterfly, much to her thrill. Look at mine! Look at mine! Pinkie bounces, her jewel a blue balloon. Applejack's jewel is an orange apple with a green leaf. Ah yeah! Rainbow was feeling pretty good, her jewel's a red lightning bolt. Gee, Twilight! I thought you were just spouting a lot of hooey, but I reckon we really do represent the elements of friendship, said Applejack. A light appeared as it radiated a heavenly voice. Indeed you do! Every pony looks out through a window. They saw the sun rise in the horizon, as a light came down into the ruin with them, dimming to reveal Princess Celestia! It was the Princess of the Sun, tall and regal, her coat white-tinted pink, her mane flowing with resplendent colors of pink, pale green, turquoise, her wings spread, her horn like a lance of pearl. She wore a crown, hoof boots, and a mantle, and her cutie mark was a shining sun. Every pony bowed except for Naruto, who never bowed to anyone or any pony, while Twilight approaches her teacher, who greeted Twilight Sparkle, my faithful student. Teacher and student shared a loving nuzzle, and Princess Celestia stood up with a smile. I knew you could do it. But you told me it was all an old pony's tale, Twilight protested. I told you that you needed to make some friends, Celestia gently reminded her. Nothing more. I saw the signs of Nightmare Moon's return, and I knew it was you who had the magic inside to defeat her. But you could not unleash it until you let true friendship into your heart. Twilight and the others all smiled. Now if only another would as well, Celestia spoke, stepping past Twilight. Princess Luna! Every pony looked and were shocked to see that in Nightmare Moon's place was a little alicorn, surrounded by the remnants of Nightmare Moon's armor. She had a deep blue coat and gentle blue mane and tail, wore a little black crown, and had the same cutie mark. She looks nothing like Nightmare Moon, as she cringed in fear at the approach of the Princess of the Sun. It has been 1,000 years since I've seen you like this. Luna looks away in shame, Celestia kneeling down to her. Time to put our differences behind us. We were meant to rule together, little sister. Sister? Every pony gasped. Celestia stood up, pleadingly asking, Won't you accept my friendship? Every pony leaned in, hopefully, Pinkie leaning a little too much given she fell on her face, and Luna got up, crying as she nuzzled Celestia. I'm so sorry! I miss you so much, big sister! Celestia shed tears of joy, replying, I missed you too! Pinkie lets out tears and sobbed, crying as she felt happy for the royal sisters reunited. But suddenly she stopped, somehow the waterworks vanishing, as she said, Hey! You know what this calls for? What, a party? Naruto answered. A party! Said Pinkie Pie as the ponies started to cheer over Princess Celestia's return. Everyone welcomed the heroes. Why so glum, my faithful student? Are you not happy that your quest is complete, and you can return to your studies in Canterlot? Asked Princess Celestia. That's just it. Just when I learn how wonderful it is to have friends, I have to leave them, said Twilight. Spike, take a note, please. Spike then got his paper and pen. I, Princess Celestia, hereby decree that the unicorn Twilight Sparkle shall take on a new mission for Equestria. She must continue to study the magic of friendship. She must report to me her findings from her new home in Ponyville. The ponies in Ponyville then cheers. Oh, thank you, Princess Celestia. I'll study harder than ever before, said Twilight. The villagers then cheered while Naruto watches from the sideline with smiles on his face. But remembers he has to explain everything to them. Naruto, who sat down on the couch of his house with 8 Maras, a baby dragon and CMC. The Maras don't know why the 3 little filly are here, but Naruto said cause it involves Scudula too. Naruto looks at the Maras, who gives him a bit of a glares. Well, where to start? Said Naruto, who nervously scratched his head. How about at the beginning? Please, said Princess Celestia with a serious tone. Okay. Let's start with the world I came from. Every pony was shocked except Scudula. You came from another world? Said Twilight. She rushes towards Naruto. She keeps asking him different question. What is it like? Do you do magic? Where do you come from? How did you get here? Gah, so many questions that needs answers. Whoa there, Sugar Cube, I think you're scaring him, said Applejack. While Naruto was freaked out, he was slowly backing away from the crazy pony. Sorry, Naruto. I guess I got a little carried away. Twilight apologized. It's alright, Twilight. I'd probably do the same thing if I were in your hooves, Naruto replied. Anyway, yes, I'm from another world. Before I came to this world, I am not exactly a pony. Every pony gasped. If you're not a pony, then what are you? Said Spike. Human, Naruto replied. What's a human? Said Rainbow, who glares at Naruto that he was lying all these years. Think of them as monkeys, just they don't have fur, Naruto replied. When thou fought with my other half, thou call thyself a shinobi? Princess Luna asked. What's a shinobi? Said Spike. In another word, a ninja. Oh, ninja! Like those who wear black outfit, who sneak in the shadow and doing ninja stuff, said Pinky excitedly while doing some ninja poses. Well, we prefer to be called shinobis. And I am one of those shinobis. Shinobi world is a war-torn world, and peace is unstable. My world's history is filled with battles and wars, and I have experienced a fair share of that history myself. War-torn world? Now that thee explains why thee felt like thou is some kind of a warrior after thou have first saw thee from that ceremony. From what I saw from that scene, thou have already been to countless hard fights and battles, Luna said with a frown. Yeah. Naruto sadly smiled. The shinobi world system is run by continuous chain of hatred. That's why battles here and there are just as regular as breathing for us. People who seek for peace are the ones often tainted by pain and hatred. That's why I am like this, wary of anyone that I have just first met. Since your world is a world filled with battles, does that mean that you have already killed some pony? Fluttershy said in worry. Well, not really. I believe, and I know, that I have not killed any living person. I am against killing after all. Naruto dismissed the idea. Fluttershy smiled in relief. My world is called Elemental Nation. It's divided into 5 great countries. In each countries they have their own ninja village. There are Land of Fire where I grew up and I live in Kanahigakure no Sato, or village hidden in the leaves. Then next is the Land of Wind, Sanagakure no Sato, or village hidden in the sand. Next Land of Water, Kirigakure no Sato, or village hidden in the mist. Then their Land of Earth, Iwagakure no Sato, or village hidden in the stone. Last and not the least, Land of Lightning, Kumogakure no Sato, or village hidden of the cloud. Naruto explained. Okay, now how do you do all that stuff like teleporting without a horn or creating a solid clones? Said Twilight, who already have a scroll to write down all information. Those things I can do aren't magic, those are jutsu, said Naruto. Jutsu? Every pony asked expect Scudula. I'd better let my student handle or hoofle this. Student? Every pony said in unison again. Then Scudula moves to the front of every pony. Every pony got curious why Scootaloo is in front of them. I'm his student. Every pony in the room gasped. I will explain what jutsu is. Scootaloo? You know all about this? You know about those jutsu? And you never told us. Rainbow's voice got higher and higher with each word angrily. Scootaloo sadly nodded. Why? I thought we're friends, why keep it a secret from us? Rainbow glares at both Naruto and Scootaloo. Naruto walks up to Rainbow looking at her with apologetic looks. Rain, I know you're hurt that I don't trust you enough to tell you my secret. Naruto tries to calm down the Saiyan mare, but still looks at him with anger inside of her. Don't be angry at Scootaloo, I made her promise never to tell any pony about my ability. If I tell you what I am, you all might get scared of me and won't be friends with me anymore. Rainbow calms down a bit after hearing the last part what Naruto said. Naruto continues. You will think of me as a freak, a monster, and a demon. Remembering all those years in Konoha calling him names by the villagers. I know sometimes you jump into conclusion without getting the other side of the story. Naruto looks at her with sorrow in his eyes. Rainbow's head hang out a bit after hearing that. She does sometimes jump into conclusion without letting any pony explain themselves. Okay, fine, but I expect an apology from you for lying to me after this is over and I don't see you as a monster. You're my best friend Naruto and I will never see you as a monster. Rainbow looks at Naruto with a smile. Naruto smiles back at her and nodded. Naruto looks at the other four Mares who knows him for a long time. They glared at him. You mean all of us? You should also apologize to all of us for lying and you know I don't like liars, said Applejack angrily, then turns into a frown. I don't care if you're not a pony, you my friend, Naruto. Yes, darling, lying to a lady is not gentle colt-like. And I never think of you that way, said Rarity, who's smiling at him. Yeah, we're your friends, I don't care if you're a cupcake monster or something, said Pinky and smiled. Naruto, I always thinks of you as a friend, you're brave, strong, gentle, nice, funny and kind to me and my animals, I will never think of you as a monster, said Fluttershy with a smile. Then Twilight approaches Naruto, who gives him a hug. I may not know you for a long time, but to me you're one of my friends. No, my precious friends who taught me about bonds, you said it yourself, bonds can give you what you need. Naruto's eyes went wide as he shed tears of joy that his friend still thinks of him as their friend. Thank you. Hey! Don't forget about us. Naruto looks at the three fillies and a dragon who gives him a smile. We don't care if you're an alien or whatever. You're my brother who I always love, said Scootaloo. She gives her brother a hug. Naruto also hugs her back. Yeah, we don't care what you are, said Appaloom. Yeah, what they say, said Sweet Belle nervously, cause got nothing to say to the blonde stallion, all the word have been used. Naruto chuckles, he gives Sweet Belle a smile. Dude, I don't care if you're an alien or not, you're pretty cool in my book, said Spike, giving him a thumbs up. Naruto chuckles. All 9 ponies and plus a dragon group hugs the stallion. The princess smiles at the scene. Then Celestia coughed to catch their attention. I hate to ruin this lovely moment, but you still need to explain your powers. Every pony looks at the princess with embarrassment. They separate from their hug. Naruto clears his throat. Yeah, sorry about that, Scootaloo, if you will. Scootaloo nodded. Chakra is the molding of the physical energy present in every cell of the body and the spiritual energy gained from the mind. It's where you combine your physical and spiritual energies together to make chakra, which is the energy inside of you, said Scootaloo. Scootaloo then clapped her hooves together and summoned a clone. One of my jutsu are clones, unlike Naruto's clones. Mine are just illusion, but his are real. To perform a real clone, I need a bigger chakra reserve. She dispels her jutsu. Plus, with chakra, you can walk on water or even up trees and walls. Cool, said Pinky. Every pony was impressed how the filly knows so much. Naruto is proud of Scootaloo. Scootaloo continues her explanation. That's not all. Chakra can be formed in 5 different natures: fire, wind, lightning, earth, and water. The order I gave you can show their weaknesses and strengths. For example, fire techniques can beat wind techniques, but fire techniques will lose to water techniques, said Scootaloo before Twilight spoke up. Because water douses fire? Said Twilight. Yes. and fire beats wind because the wind will cause the fire to get bigger. Yeah, it looks like you're catching on. However, there are those that can have 2 or more chakra natures at once. Sometimes you can form what is called a Kekkei Genkai or bloodline limit. It is where you combine 2 different chakra natures at once to form a new chakra nature. Scudella pointed at Naruto. Naruto have 3 bloodline limit lava release, then combine earth and fire. The others are magnet release, then can magnet anything, and next is chakra chain that can use as a barrier, weapon, and other things. I see, said Celestia. Scudella smiled, then Naruto stepped forward. I will also add something then I didn't tell Scudella about chakra. Chakra wasn't always inside of my races. Chakra came from a fruit that grew from the god tree known as Shinju. Every pony are shocked that Naruto's abilities came from a mere fruit. Long before the founding of the hidden villages, during an era of endless wars between mankind, the Shinju, a tree revered as a deity, bore a chakra fruit once every 1,000 years. Although it was forbidden to consume the Shinju's fruit, it was eaten by my ancestor Princess Kaguya Otsutsuki, who used the power it granted her to end the wars plaguing the lands. Ever since then she was known as the Rabbit Goddess. Every pony was speechless to hear just a tale. Naruto continued his tale. Some time after this, Kaguya gave birth to 2 sons who became the first humans born with chakra. Their names are Hagoromo Otsutsuki and Hamura Otsutsuki. Both were under tutelage of their mother, teaching them about jutsu. Angered at the power gained by her children, Kaguya melded together with the Shinju into an entity that would be christened by many as the Jubi, which ravaged the world attempting to reclaim its lost chakra. 2 of her sons battles her but didn't know they're fighting their own mother. To stop their mother they have sealed her. In the end, Hagoromo used a sealing jutsu to seal his own mother into him. Every pony gasped, a mother who wanted to destroy her own sons, only to get more power. Fluttershy was saddened. A mother shouldn't do that to their own children. Celestia, who act like a mother to her little ponies, won't never do that even if she have her own children. After the battle, Hagoromo becoming the Jinchuriki of Jubi, causing him to be revered as a god for the virtue of his victory. With his knowledge of the concept of chakra, Hagoromo traveled across the land, giving chakra to others as well as spreading his ideals and religion. Ninjutsu resulted in Hagoromo becoming revered as the Sage of the 6 Paths. Like I told Scudella, Ninjutsu was born for peace, hope, and understanding, while Ninjutsu is created for war. What I teach Scudella is Ninjutsu, not Ninjutsu. What are the difference between Ninjutsu and Ninjutsu? Celestia asked. Ninjutsu is the religion and the peaceful precursor of modern ninjutsu created by Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the first one to understand and teach the mystery of chakra. The teachings of Ninjutsu were meant to give people a better understanding of themselves, as well as others, and lead the world into an era of peace. Ninjutsu would eventually come to be known as ninjutsu, a more weaponized version of the sage's teachings. Celestia gives Naruto a satisfied smile. Naruto continues his tale again. Hagoromo's ultimate wish was to establish peace across the world, but it was a goal that would never be achieved in a single lifetime. Knowing this, he chose to entrust his dream and legacy to his 2 sons, and began to teach them ninjutsu. The older son, Indra, was acknowledged by Hagoromo as a true prodigy, who quickly began to revel in his natural prowess and became very solitary. The younger son, Azura, proved to be the exact opposite, having shown no special abilities or natural talent, but he pushed on through his limitations, growing stronger and more mature because of his struggles and making friends along the way. Hagoromo acknowledged Azura's chosen path, agreeing that love and cooperation were the true key to peace. Inspired by his younger son, Hagoromo separated the Ten-Tails chakra within his body and used his creation of all things ability to divide it into 9 separated bodies, creating the tailed beasts and giving each a name. As a result of extracting them all at once, Hagoromo was left weakened and incapacitated for several months, though the powerful life force of the Ten-Tails husk kept him alive. Sometime after their creation, the young tailed beasts were told that they were all still linked to one another despite being separate entities. Hagoromo also told them that they would eventually become one again, yet not as they originally were, and that one shall appear at that time to show them what true power is. Hagoromo eventually used Chibaku Tensei to seal the husk of the Ten-Tails and what would become the moon. Every pony was shocked, especially Luna, A being with that kind power who can separate a godlike entity into 9 lesser entity, and also created the moon. Truly godlike. What are these tailed beasts thou speak of? Luna questioned. They prefer themselves as chakra beasts, they're beasts that have immense chakra. Unlike the Jubi, who is a mindless beast, each of them have their own trait and personality. Their strength is by how many tails they have, one is the weakest. Before he continued, he was interrupted by Shikaku, who yelled at him, "Hey! Who said I'm the weakest?" "I'm just giving an example." Shisaka Naruto cuts his connection from his mindscape. Then when he returned, he saw every pony looking at him with curiosity. "Naruto, you okay?" Twilight asks with worry on her face. Naruto shook his head and clears his throat. "Yeah, sorry about that, I got lost a bit. Anyway, what I was saying before I was interrupted, 1 tail is the weakest while 9 tails is the strongest." Hearing in his seal 2 bijus arguing who is truly the strongest, Naruto mentally rubbed his temple from annoyance. "The tailed beasts have a hard life, they were hunted down for their powers." Every pony gasped. "Why would they do that to them?" asked Fluttershy. "The shinobi villagers tried to collect the tailed beasts for power throughout history. But the biju were too strong to control on their own. So, they sealed them inside of young children so that way they can be used to the power of their biju when they grow up, and hopefully they can control the power when they grow up. Also, the selected person must be a close friend of the village leader or they are a member of the family. Some examples can be the child or the spouse. Every pony had a different reaction about a child or foal turning them into a weapon. Fluttershy, Rarity, CMC and Spike were shocked and almost crying, while others were shocked, saddened, and angry, turning a foal nothing but mindless weapons. Celestia remained calm, but inside she is also angry that some ponies so young to suffer a heavy burden. What we call those who host the tailed beast inside of them are known as Jinchuriki, said Naruto. So, they're like hosts for the tailed beast? Twilight asked. Yes, Naruto answered. Are you one of those Jinchuriki? Twilight asked with a sad tone. Naruto lets out a sigh. Yes. Every pony was shocked to discover that their friend is one of those children who turned into a weapon. Applejack, Rainbow, Rarity, Luna, and Scootaloo were outraged, while Flutterfly, Pinky, Spike, Celestia, and 2 other CMC, Twilight looks at Naruto with sadness in their eyes. I'm sorry, Naruto. I didn't mean to bring bad memories. Twilight apologizes. That story you told me about a colt who was hated by every pony in the village was you, wasn't it? Naruto looks at her with a frown. It's okay, Twilight, and yes, I'm the colt who I told you in the story. Twilight hangs her head down, and she apologizes again. I'm sorry. Again, it is okay, Twilight, and thank you all, that you never look at me that way. Naruto gives the mare a smile. Twilight smiles back and giving the stallion a hug. Naruto flinched a bit from the sudden hug. The only thing he could think of is to hug the mare back. After their hugs, Celestia spoke again to the orange pony. You said that you're a Jinchuriki. Naruto nodded. So, which beast resides in you? Naruto discussed with the Bujis. So guys, should I tell her? Naruto asked the tailed beast inside his mindscape. The Bujis discussed to each other. Naruto was waiting for the answer until Kurama spoke to him. Okay, Kit, you can tell them about us. They seems trustworthy enough. Naruto nodded and returns to the real world. Naruto looks at every pony. Okay, I'll tell you which beast resides in me, is all of them. Every pony in the room are shocked that the orange stallion holds all 9 beasts inside of them. How? Luna asked. Naruto sighed. Maybe another time, it's very long story. Celestia looks at the shinobi turned pony and nodded. Okay, we will respect your wishing. You can tell us when you're ready. Naruto nodded, but she wasn't finished yet. If you host all 9 beasts, can we speak to them? Every pony in the room nodded. They want to see the bijus. Both Naruto and the bijus were shocked. No one or no pony ever asked to speak to them. Guys, what you think? The bijus looks at each other for a few moments. They nodded. Okay, Naruto. But they need to touch you so they can speak to us in your mindscape. Naruto nodded. Okay, but I can't bring them out all at once. So we will enter my mindscape. Every pony got confused except Twilight and the princess. So, basically we're going inside your mind? asked Rainbow and raises an eyebrow. Naruto nodded. Just hold my hoof while the other holds my other hoof. Every pony nodded and moves into a circle. Now they holding each other's hooves for a brief moment they found themselves in a gigantic beautiful forest with some flower growing. Applejack raised an eyebrow feels like something's missing. Hey y'all, where's Naruto? Every pony looks for the blonde stallion but there is no sign of him. Suddenly they hear a voice behind a tree. I'm over here. When the mysterious figure steps out. They saw a bipedal creature looks to be at least 18, stood at a solid 6 foot tall, and was rippling with compact muscles built for speed and maneuverability. He wore a form-fitting short-sleeved black shirt that was tucked into a pair of black shinobi pants that were taped at the ankles. Over top the shirt he wore a sleeveless crimson-red trench coat that bore a rust-orange spiral which had the kanji for sage at the center of it. On his feet he wore a pair of black ninja sandals that looks like they had seen better days. A pair of shining bright blue eyes glowed even in the bright sun of the mindscape. How was there a sun? Well, at Naruto's mind he can imagine anything in there, reflecting what little sunshine was able to make it through the clouds. His face was devoid of any fat or blemish, leaving a refined and handsome face befitting someone of royalty. In contrast, his long bright blonde hair fell messily in spikes around his shoulders, a black cloth headband with a metal plate being the only thing keeping his long hair out of his face. Even still, the long locks covered parts of the metal, barely showing a symbol that looks like a leaf. Naruto! Darling? Is that you? Rarity asked with curiosity. The figure nodded. So, this is what a human looks like. Rainbow looks at Naruto intensely before nodded. Well, I gotta say you don't look half bad. You look kinda cute, really. Rainbow smirked at Naruto, who got a tint of pink at his cheeks. Suddenly a purple blur tackles him. Oh my gosh, this is what you really look like, fascinating. Twilight examines Naruto very closely, she examines him in every detail on his body. When she met her face at Naruto, she realizes how close they are. Both blushes, then Twilight steps back from embarrassment, she looks away from Naruto. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to invade your privacy, I got a little carried away again. Twilight apologizes. Naruto clears his throat. Yeah, no problem, let's go inside, shall we? Every pony nodded. Naruto enters the forest, the other follows. They see a breathtaking scenery. Is this what his mind looks like? They thought about Naruto's mind. How beautiful it is. Naruto changes his mindscape for the Bijus so that they could live into a little more comfortable environment. As they enter the forest, they found themselves at the center of the forest with a lake in it. They see a symbol, seal, written at the surface of the lake. Suddenly they hear thunderous step at northeast of the forest. They saw a gigantic figure hidden inside the forest getting closer. The CMC and Spike hides behind the older ponies. Rainbow was about ready to attack the figure but was stopped by Naruto, who shook his head. It's okay, Evapony, I promise you won't get hurt. The ponies tenses down a bit. When the gigantic figure steps out the forest, they saw a sandy brown colored raccoon dog or tanuki, with dark blue curseal markings like all over its face, body, and tail. It has a jagged, concave mouth and the sclerae of its eyes are black, with yellow irides and pupils that each takes the shape of a black four-pointed star with 4 black dots around it. Then they hear more thunderous step and saw more of those gigantic creature. Next they saw a gigantic cat that is completely engulfed in blue flames. It also has a right yellow eye and a left green eye, similar to an odd-eyed cat without pupils. Next they saw a gigantic turtle-like creature came out from the lake. It has a crab-like shell, spikes about its being, and 3 shrimp-like tails. Under its shell, it has red, muscle-like tissue. It has a pair of monkey-like arms and hands, but no hind legs. Its lower jaw is rather big and has teeth like horns, together with its big forehead, which also has horns. It somewhat resembles a mouth with big teeth, making it look like the rest of the face is inside the mouth. Its eyes are dark and have red pupils. In the anime, the eyes are red with yellow pupils. Its right eye is constantly closed, indicating some sort of injury. Then the next creature they saw was a gigantic red-furred and green-skinned monkey, with a body build of a gorilla. It has eyes with yellow irides and white pupils, spike-like protrusions along the length of its tails, elongated blunt fangs, and 2 long horns curving upwards on its forehead like a crown. Both its fangs and horns are dark-tipped. Next they saw a creature that resembles to them, but its legs are like the princess but thinner. It had a dolphin's head. It has 2 pointed long horns and 3 shorter horns in front. The ends of its horns, hooves, and tails are light brown, with some of the same colored spots before the brown areas of its horns and hooves. It also has red markings under its dark blue-green eyes. Next creature almost made Rarity faint. The creature resembles a slug that had a slight light bluish tint, bipedal slug with stubby arms and feet. It has 2 prominent optical tentacles, eyes, and hole-like openings as a mouth. Its entire body is covered in a slimy substance. Next creature excites both Rainbow and Scuttler cause the creature had wings. It resembles a blue, armored rhinoceros beetle, with 6 of its 7 tails resembling green insect wings, along with the 7th tail, all growing from the end of its abdomen. The stem of the tail is green but the wings are orange. Its eyes seem to be covered by a helmet-like skull, from inside of which an orange glow can be seen. It also has spiked protrusions on its shoulders and a row of slits on each shoulder, and 6 legs, 3 on each side. The legs are also covered by the blue armor, with the exception of extreme ends which are green in color. The next creature who appears to be an ox-octopus hybrid. It has 4 long horns on its head, similar to that of a Jacob sheep. Like all tailed beasts, it's an extremely massive creature, so much so that it dwarfs the entire forests and towers over large rock formations and buildings. The lower left part of its horns was permanently sliced off in a battle with Raikage, and the right horns were destroyed by its own point-blank-tailed beast ball when fighting the 10 tails. It also has straight teeth, one of which was blown off during the point-blank-tailed beast ball. It has a muscular upper body structure, with a hunchback similar to a bison, arms with spiked protrusions on the elbows, and hands with opposable thumbs like that of a human. It has no hind legs. Instead, its lower half is made up of its tails, which consist of 8 tentacles that resembles the cephalopod arms of an octopus. These tails will grow back in the event that they are sliced off. It is also extremely massive, matching the giant squid in size. And last creature is a gigantic fox. It had red-orange fur and red eyes. It possesses the upper body structure of a human, complete with opposable thumbs on its clawed hands. Yet still comparable in size to the other massive-tailed beasts, standing slightly taller than Gyuki. Every pony were in awe seeing a massive creature with their own eyes. Fluttershy hides behind Naruto's legs scared from the gigantic beast. "Amazing! They radiate so much power," said Celestia. "Greetings, fleshly mortal," Kurama started. Every pony pouted, especially the princess, their immortal being for Pony's sake. "Aw, don't be so mean, Niney," said Pinky that suddenly appears behind Kurama's ear. How did you get behind me? And Niney?" Kurama was shocked and angry at the pink mare. "Ha! Niney, that's good name for you, Kurama, ha ha ha," said Shikaku, whose laughing out loud created tremble around the forest. "Shut up, Shusaku, at least I'm not weakest in all of us," said Kurama in annoyance tone. Shusaku stops laughing. He glares at the orange fox. Kurama smirked, the other bijus hand-palmed or hoof-palmed or paw-palmed. For both Kurama and Shikaku's stupidity. "Sorry about that, Kurama always see our tails as symbol of strength since he have 9 tails. He thinks his the strongest," said Koko apologized. "Do you always argue like that?" Rainbow asked the other bijus. While seeing Kurama and Shisaku oddling enough, Gyuki and Son Goku joins the debate who is the strongest. "Sad to say, yes, they've been always like that since we're little," said Matatabi. Matatabi looks at them with a cat-like grin. "So, you must be Naruto-kun's mates?" The 6 Maras blushed. Princess Luna, who just met the blonde pony, is having red cheeks remembering the intercourse she had with Naruto while she was still Nightmare Moon. Celestia doesn't know the orange stallion that much, but she had to admit the stallion looks very handsome. She got a lot of suitors, but none of them she fell in love with. Twilight cough clears her throat. "Well, we never introduce ourselves. My name is Twilight Sparkle, element of magic, student of Princess Celestia and librarian of Golden Oak Library. Howdy, partner, name's Applejack, element of honesty, and I harvest apples at Sweet Apple Arses," said the orange mare. "Hey! Name's Rainbow Dash, element of loyalty, the fastest flyer of all Equestria, and don't you forget it," said the rainbow mane mare with a boastful tone. I'm Rarity Darling, element of generosity and the most beautiful and fashionable mare in all of Equestria, and I own Carousel Boutique, said the white Maras with elegant tone. I am Fluttershy, element of kindness and animal caretaker in Ponyville, said the shy mare with a quiet tone, but barely enough that the Bijous could hear. Great, another Isabu, all the Bijous except Isabu thought. Hey! I'm Pinkie Pie, element of laughter, baker/caterer/party organizer and work at Sugarcube Corner, said the over-hyperactive mare. I'm Spike, Twilight Sparkle's assistant, said the little drake with prideful tone. I'm Appaloom, said the yellow filly. I'm Sweet Belle, said the white filly. I'm Scoodalus, soon to be the best ninja in Equestria, said the orange filly with a cocky tone. The Bijous grinned, seeing the filly really inherited Naruto's guts. I'm Princess Luna, goddess of the moon and co-ruler of Equestria, said the dark blue alicorn. I'm Princess Celestia, goddess of the sun and also co-ruler of Equestria, said said the white alicorn. The Bijous all nodded and introduced themselves. Well, it's our turn, Hui. Name's Shikaku, the one-tailed demon Tanuki, said the raccoon dog demon with an insane drunken man or mad oni tone. I'm Matatabi, the two-tailed Nico cat, said the demon cat with a respectful voice. I am Isabu, the three-tailed demon turtle, said the turtle with a shy voice. Another Fluttershy? Every pony except Naruto thought. I'm Son Goku, the four-tailed ape, the great king of the sage monkeys, handsome monkey king and the great sage equaling heaven, said the red ape with prideful attitude. I'm Coco, the five-tailed dolphin horse, said the dolphin horse hybrid. I'm Saiken, the great six-tailed slug, said the slug with a boastful tone. I'm Chome, the lucky seven-tailed beetle, said the go-lucky beetle in a cherry voice. I'm Gyuki, the eight-tailed demon ox octopus, said the ox demon. I'm Kurama, the nine-tailed demon fox, and sorry about the argument earlier, said the orange fox. Naruto, who got a bit shocked that Kurama apologized. Every pony nodded. Celestia steps forward and looks at both Naruto and the tailed beast. You said that Hagoromo had a brother, correct? Naruto nodded. So, what happened to him? Naruto thinks for a moment. Nope, no one know what happened to him. In history books he simply vanished after the Battle of the Jubi. Naruto looks at the Bijous. How about you guys? Did you know what happened to the old man brothers? The Bijous shook their head. We don't know what happened to the old man brother. We never met him cause we're still inside the Jubi, said Gyuki. I see, said Celestia. Celestia looks at every pony in the seal. It seems I need tell all of you about something too. She looks at Naruto. Naruto, you are not only the first human who traveled here in Equestria. Every pony and the Bijous are shocked that another human traveled to Equestria. If I'm not the first human who traveled here, so who did? Naruto asked. It was 2,000 years ago, Luna, and I met this stallion who was badly injured when we found him, said Celestia. We nursed him back to health. When we introduced ourselves, he was shocked that he is in a different world. He told us he was a human. We didn't believe him at first, but when we witnessed what he can do, we were shocked that a mere pony who has that kind of power, he performed everything what you can do, Naruto. We discussed how to get him home, but we couldn't find a way for him to return home. So he stayed here and made a name for himself. After a few years he was known all across Equestria with his amazing abilities. Ever since then he was known as a legend to all pony kind. What is the name of this human-turned-pony? Naruto asked. Celestia closes her eyes for a moment, then opens them and answers to the orange stallion. His name is Himura Otsutsuki, or he was known one of most powerful unicorn who ever lived. Star swirled the bearded. Every pony in the Bijous, especially Twilight, are shocked that the brother of the Sage of Six Paths was teleported here many years ago. But how? Where? Twilight flabbergasted, getting all this information about her longtime hero who was a human before, who became the most powerful unicorn in Pony's history. Your abilities and his are similar, of course you modernize it. Celestia gives the stallion a smile. After Twilight's brain rebooted, she thinks for a moment and realizes something. She rushes towards Naruto. If you are a descendant of the Sage of Six Paths, who is also a brother of Star Swirl. Does that mean you're descendant of Star Swirl too? Said Twilight with stars in her eyes. Naruto slowly backs away from the mare. Naruto's sweat drops. Yeah, I guess I am. Naruto scratches his head looking at the mare nervously. Twilight squeals in excitement, asking Naruto a lot of questions again. Tell me, can I learn chakra too? Twilight excitedly asked. Yeah, any pony can, Naruto replied. How? Well, I realized that during the time while living in Ponyville, unicorns like you and Rarity definitely have a lot of spiritual energy, but just do exercises so lacking physical energy. Earth ponies like Applejack and Pinkie Pie has a lot of physical energy, but lack of spiritual energy. And finally Pegasus, Fluttershy, and Rainbow Dash have good control of both the physical and the spiritual, Naruto said with a smile while explaining. But you said chakra came from a fruit, so why do we have chakra inside of us? Maybe you all were born with chakra naturally. But only half, example unicorns have spiritual energy of chakra while earth pony have physical energy of chakra, Naruto explained. How about Pegasi? What chakra do they have? Twilight questioned. They have both, but not that much. They have civilian level chakra, Naruto answered. Okay, can I learn chakra? Twilight asked. Naruto looks at Celestia. What do you think? Chakra was introduced to Equestria by Star Swirl once but never got the chance, Celestia replied. But with me I got almost all the knowledge of jutsu. I could teach them Spike and the Mares including the fillies, said Naruto. What I understand is that Skulu already learned this art, said Naruto while nodding. Of course the fillies will only learn how to defend themselves and also the girls. Call me paranoid, but I don't want to see the girls get hurt if I am not around, said Naruto with a serious tone. Celestia and Luna thought for a moment. Okay, but if they're in any danger from this chakra, you will see why they call me the goddess of the sun. Do I make myself clear? Celestia narrows her eyes to Naruto. Naruto, who stands tall, Naruto already fought 3 gods including Nightmare Moon. He could take on Celestia. But he still doesn't know what she's capable of. So he wants to stay on her good side. Understand, I won't hurt any of them, that's promise. Naruto gives the princess his good guy pose. The princess got a tint of pink each of their cheeks before giggling. The princess looks at every pony. Well, what do you think, my little ponies? Said Celestia with caring tone. The others looks at each other. Twilight stepped forward. Well, princess, we're already the elements of harmony. We should expect some danger coming. We would like to know how to defend ourselves from any danger. With chakra in us we could have some edge against any danger coming our way. So that is why we would like to train under Naruto and learn more about chakra. Yeah, princess, we're the elements of harmony. If we want to defend Equestria from any threat, we should learn how to defend ourselves, said Rainbow boldly. How about the others? Said Celestia. She looks at the other Mares. Princess, I may not like that. My sister will also learn this chakra thing, said Applejack. But I agree with Twilight. We're the elements of harmony. There are dangers along the way. So we should learn this chakra thing. The others nodded to agreement. Very well, Naruto Uzumaki, said Celestia with commanding voice. Yes, ma'am, said Naruto while doing a salute. I, Princess Celestia, hereby order you to train the elements of harmony, Dragon Spike and 3 little fillies. How to use their chakra properly and help them defend Equestria as their guardian. Yes, ma'am, you can count on me, said Naruto while doing his nice guy pose. Every pony giggles. Don't forget about us. We also like to help the Mares how to use their chakra properly, said Shikaku. While the other Bijus agree with the Tanuki. Princess Celestia nodded. Very well, you all will also help train the elements of harmony. The Bijus nodded. Then they cut out from the mindscape and returns to outside world. Well, it's getting late, we must go now. When will their training start? Celestia asked the blonde stallion. Give me a couple of days to prepare, Naruto answered. Celestia nodded. The princess went on her way home to Canterlot. Only ones left are the Mares, filly, stallion and a dragon. Silence plays the room until Naruto spoke up. Well, see you in a few days. I need to prepare for your training. Naruto looks at Applejack. If it's okay, can you let Scutula stay with you for a few days? It is fine, Sugar Cube, she can stay with my family while doing your thing, replied the orange mare, then her expression changed into a bit of a glare at the blonde shinobi. Now, Naruto, I know you want train us to protect ourselves. But why would include my sister and her friends? I know Scutula already knows that jutsu stuff, I'm asking why. Naruto nervously looks at the orange mare and other mares. Applejack, don't worry, I am only gonna teach them the basics. There will be no dangerous jutsus until they get a little older. Unlike you guys, I have to accelerate your training while the three fillies go baby steps. The three little fillies hang their heads from disappointment that they couldn't learn cool and awesome jutsu stuff yet. But how about Spike? He's just baby dragon, I don't want him to go to any danger, Twilight asked while still glaring at the orange stallion. Hey! I am right here, you know, said Spike in annoyance. Spike, not now. But Twilight dash. Spike, can you see I am trying to protect you? No! You're not! Spike dash. Twilight look, Spike lets out a sigh. Now you're the elements of magic, you will go to all sorts of adventures while leaving me here all by myself in this big old library, said Spike, hanging his head with sadness. Spike? Said Twilight with a frown. Spike continues. Twilight, I want to help, while you're doing all sort of dangerous stuff and leaving me here, worries me. Spike was about to cry but shook it off. You know, when you were going to stop Nightmare Moon, I was so sleepy to help. When I woke up, I felt horrible that you're facing one of most powerful being in Equestria, while I was doing nothing to help. Spike looks at Twilight with pure determination. That's why I want Naruto to train me so that I could help you and the others with the best that I can. I want to stay by your side from any danger that we might face together. Whether you want me or not, I want to train harder so I can help you no matter what. Every pony were shocked from the little Drake from his speech. Twilight stares at Spike, then a tear runs down her cheeks, looking at the dragon. Twilight couldn't understand how she feels. Should she be proud that Spike stood up with his head held up high, that he won't help her fight by her side, or scold him for being stubborn, and he could get really hurt? While Twilight conflicts her thought, the others have a different opinion. Applejack, Rarity, and Fluttershy worries for the little Drake. For Naruto and Rainbow, a grin appears on their faces looking at the little Drake. Spike earned a little respect from the two. For Pinkie, she just wants to let Spike join the party. For the three little fillies, they looked at the purple dragon with awe and admiration. A tint of pink appeared on their cheeks. Twilight looks left and right with conflict opinions, until she lets out a sigh of defeat. Fine, if you can't handle it, please tell me immediately, okay? Twilight looks at Spike with a sad smile. Spike nodded. Well, I need to get going to set up our training. See you in a few days later. Naruto mocks salute and disappears in a gust of leaves. The Maras were surprised seeing one of his jutsu close up. Rainbow spoke up. Man, that was cool, can't wait to do that. The Maras went to their separate ways, waiting for their training to come. After leaving the library, Naruto went to an abandoned area of the Apple family apple field. The farm's a lot bigger than he thought. He reaches on to his destination, looks around and nodded. He summoned about 500 clones. Okay boys, you know what to do. We should finish about 2 days, now go to work. Naruto commanded his clones. The clones salute. Okay boss. The real Naruto nodded. -2 days later. Every pony went to the abandoned area of Apple Field. When they arrived, they saw a gigantic dome of white. As they were about to say something, the doors of the dome opens, revealing Naruto. Okay guys, let's go inside, said Naruto. Every pony nodded and followed the orange shinobi. When they went inside the dome, it was bigger than they thought. They can see a large forest. Within the large forest, they saw different variety of beautiful exotic flowers and a large lake sparkling from the rays of the sun with an amazing waterfall. Okay, before we begin, let me introduce your coaches. Every pony was confused on what Naruto said, until he summons the 9 clones. Suddenly the clones changed their appearance and into miniature versions of the Bijus. Alright, let's begin. Fall in now, said Kurama in a commanding voice. Every pony rushes to fall in line. Left to right were Twilight, Applejack, Rainbow, Rarity, Fluttershy, Pinkie, Spike, Appleloom, Sweet Belle, and Scutulu. As you know, we will teach you how to control your chakra, said Kurama. But first we need you to increase your chakra before controlling it, said Koko. How? Rainbow asked. Like I said a few days ago, unicorns have the spiritual energies of chakra while Earth Pony have the physical energies of chakra and Pegasi have both. But both still not mold, Naruto answered. So we have to increase each of your energies evenly. Jutsu can't be performed if the energy is not equal, said Gyuki. While some part of your energies are already enough, we should increase the part that you don't have, said Matatabi. Again how? Rainbow asked. To increase your energies is do the opposite of what you're doing, said Naruto. Huh? Every pony questioned. Like this Earth Pony already have strong physical energies, they have to study and meditative to increase their spiritual energies, Naruto replied. Unicorns already have strong spiritual energies, they have to exercise and do some manual labor to increase their physical energies. Kurama smirked, seeing Rarity's face filled with horror. She had to sweat. Then there's the Pegasi, even if they have both energies they still need to increase it, so Rainbow and Fluttershy had to do both exercise and meditative, but enough to even out their energies, said Koko. How about me? Spike asked. As a dragon they have similarities with the Pegasi. Dragons have a great physical energy, and you also have a lot of spiritual energy control. But no control of both energies, not to mention how difficult it would be to master a simple jutsu, Naruto said, comically depressing the girls and Spike. Wait, I already know this stuff, why do I have to go back to the beginning? Scuttle asked. Well, Mini Naruto, you may know about chakra, but you didn't truly master it, Kurama smirked, which makes Scuttle pout. So how long will this take? Applejack asked. Well, building up your energies it will take a while, about a few days to few weeks, Naruto replied. What? Every pony shouted. Don't worry, while we are inside this dome time moves slower outside. I've put a timer in this place. 1 week is equivalent to 1 day outside, said Naruto. Every pony sighed in relief. How's that possible? Twilight asked. Oh, I use Banbutsu Sozo, creation of all things, Naruto replied. Twilight gasped in shock. But I thought only the sage of the sixth path knows that jutsu? Not really. Creation of all things can be used by any pony, as long they have the chakra for it. I can use the jutsu cause I have all 9-tailed beasts in me. But I won't use it to offend. I may have near unlimited chakra, but it still drains me. I could only use it once every 6 months. Naruto explained how draining that jutsu is. Twilight is satisfied from that answer. But believe me, it will be worth it in the end, and you can do something like this. Naruto made several seals and screams. Katan, Gokaku no Jutsu, fire release, fire ball technique. Naruto shot a flame, leaving the girls and Spike surprised. Start now, but hear me out, said Naruto, then seriously said. If you guys goof off during your workout, I have permission to discipline, Naruto said while hitting his hose together with a smile. Fangs as his eyes glowed red, the girls and Spike gulp. They immediately start training, Twilight jogging around the lake alongside with Rarity, Rainbow, Fluttershy, Sweet Belle and Scootaloo, while Applejack, Pinky, Spike and Applebloom tries meditating. Few hours later, every pony were exhausted doing all sorts of tasks to increase their chakra while the Bijus yelling at them to push harder. Okay guys, break time, said Naruto. Every pony sighs in relief. Rarity walks over to Naruto. Darling, if we're staying here for a week, where are we staying? Rarity asked. Good question, Rare. I'd build a small inn somewhere near the lake. Follow me, said Naruto. Every pony followed the blonde slave driver. When they arrive at the place where they'll be staying, they saw a beautifully structured 2-story wooden house with a nice balcony at the front so you can see the dazzling lake. They went inside the house. They immediately rushed towards the couch that they could finally relax. Come on, I'll give you guys the grand tour, said Naruto. The others followed the blonde stallion upstairs. They saw 3 rooms. The first room is for the girls' room with 9 beds. The second room is for the boys, which is a lot smaller than the girls' room, and finally Naruto's office or library. They saw a huge collection of scrolls about jutsus and some books about Equestria. Twilight suddenly turns like a kid in a candy store mode. she immediately gathers a lot of scrolls about jutsu on Naruto's table. "You guys rest, I make some dinner for us," said Naruto. After a few minutes, as Twilight returned from Naruto's office, Naruto came out of the kitchen with a huge pot. Every pony except Twilight and Spike recognized the aroma coming from the pot. It smells great, what is it?" Spike asked. Naruto opens the pot and reveals his world's famous apple ramen. "It's ramen, come on dig in Everpony," said Naruto. The soon-to-be shinobis ate the ramen. The others already know what Naruto's ramen tastes like, but still went to delight after eating his ramen. Twilight and Spike went into their own ramen-filled daydreams. "Wow! It's so good," said the Marez and Philly in very girly voices. Spike was slurping down the ramen. "Naruto, how did you make this?" asked Spike. "Love, effort, experiment, and that is my secret," Naruto said as he puts on his trademark fox-like grin. Every pony asked for seconds. Naruto laughed and poured their bowls with ramen. Few weeks later. 5 weeks had passed since they started training. The girls had to follow different types of workouts. Twilight and Rarity had to do several exercises from squats to push-ups to the surprise of Naruto and the Bijus. Rarity and Fluttershy developing a very similar force that Sakura and Tsunade use. Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash and Spike had to do physical and mental exercises. Moreover, Applejack and Pinkie Pie were meditating, although at first the Naruto and the Bijus had to hit Pinkie with a stick, same in Naruto's Sage training, for not following his instructions. Pinkie Pie received the largest amount of hits due to laugh in the midst of meditation, and Rarity also complained but eventually were concentrating. Nice. They seem more focused, thought Naruto. Naruto walked over to them. "Okay, now that your physical and spiritual energies have seen increase, it's time to mold them into chakra," said Naruto. "But we already gathered both energies," said Twilight. "You may now have sufficient amounts of both energies, but you have to correctly mold both energies together," said Gyuki. "He's correct. You may have both energies, but do you even know how to mold them together to make a jutsu?" asked Matatabi. No," said Rainbow Dash flatly. "Exactly. That's why I have a few exercises to help you," said Naruto. Naruto and the others talked about the basics of the leaf concentration as well as tree climbing and water walking practices, and despite some difficulty at first, they understood the process. Naruto then showed all of them how they did. "That's so cool!" shouted Pinkie Pie and the CMC. "The key for the water surface and tree climbing is to keep the chakra flowing on the bottom of your hooves. But first, I want you to practice the leaf concentration," said Naruto. Naruto grabbed 7 leaves and put one on each individual. "When you do this, I want you to look deep within yourself and channel your chakra. This exercise is to also teach you concentration." The ponies and dragon nodded and began their task. Few days later. Spike and the ponies have been working hard to keep their concentration in check. Pinkie Pie's hyperactive nature made her drop her leaf while the others simply lost concentration on small things. By following Naruto's advice, they have progressed greatly in their training to control their chakra. Soon, they finished the leaf concentration and moved on to the next exercises. "Okay, next is tree climbing," said Naruto, as Naruto starts to climb the tree without holding on anything. He climbed like he was walking on solid ground. "Just a moment! It's a good trick and all. But how can it help us?" "That helps us!" exclaimed Twilight. "Simple, by doing so to learn to control the precise amount of chakra to a particular point of your body. This is very difficult for even the most advanced ranges of ninjas. This type of promotion requires a subtle blend of physical energy and spiritual energy. The soles of the feet is a very difficult place to focus the chakra. Do you understand what I mean? If you can master this, you can master any jutsu." Naruto shrugged. "Well, theoretically, the second point is to learn to manage your chakra levels. Where a ninja focuses on a battle is even more difficult to control and maintain chakra levels. Your chakra should become second nature to you. Naruto gives each ponies and dragon a kunai. Use these kunai to measure your progress climbing the trees, slash it on the bark to measure how far you can go." The ponies and Spike took the kunai with a smile. The 10 nodded and began. Both Spike and Scudella thought Naruto/Bro said I need to channel my chakra to my feet/hooves, how hard can it be? The grass in front of Spike's feet and hooves of the girls held up a bit, and then falls back. Spike and the girls ran straight into the trees. Fluttershy, Twilight, Rarity, and Sweet Belle just stepped but slipped by the little amount of chakra they used and fell backward. Spike got pretty far, but he used too much chakra, causing the wood to break. Then thought, this is much more difficult than I thought. If I put too much chakra, the tree may break. Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and Apple Bloom put so much chakra literally cuts the tree in half, leaving Naruto, Spike, and the Bijus with saucer-shaped eyes. What happened? Exclaimed Rainbow Dash. Just put a small amount of chakra, Applejack said. In fact, you put too much chakra, Naruto surprised. Hey, where is Pinkie Pie? Naruto wondered. Suddenly he heard Pinkie's voice. Hey, this is fun! Every pony looks at the tree that Pinkie was climbing, and Pinkie was literally on the highest branch, standing on with a big smile. Do not ask how. It's just Pinkie Pie defeating the laws of physics again. Pinkie! How did you? Cried a surprised Naruto. Do what? Pinkie Pie puzzled in wonder. Climb the tree, Spike exclaimed surprised. Climb the tree? Said Pinkie Pie puzzled. Yes, I am a ninja, exclaimed Pinkie Pie, dancing for happiness in the branch, leaving every pony drop their jaws. -2 weeks had passed. Okay, so now we have to move on to water walking, said Twilight. The girls were doing the water walking while Spike still did the tree climbing with the Bijus supervising them. Spike channeled his chakra from his feet and walked up the tree but fell on his head. The girls fell in the water at first, but within 5 days they were able to do it, but still had difficulty maintaining it. Right now, they stayed on the water for about 15 seconds before falling. Spike was having more trouble. He barely got up the tree. But he never gave up and continued the practice while using his claws to see how far he made it up the tree. Interesting, they're progressing faster than I thought, Naruto thought. The sun was setting, Spike still trying to climb the tree. He is tired, but he gritted his teeth and tried again to concentrate his chakra in the soles of his feet, coming pretty close to the highest branch and then back down to solid ground. No, I won't give up! Spike groaned to stand up and climb the tree again. Naruto, who was watching at the distance, seeing Spike, reminding him of himself when he was still starting to become a shinobi. The little Drake really earned Naruto's respect. Also at the distance, 3 fillies were observing the purple dragon, who is still trying to climb the tree with pure determination. The fillies really admired the little Drake's determination. Apple Bloom thought Spike looks very handsome from all of those sweats. Sweet Belle thought Spike looks pretty cool. Scudella don't know what to feel. Spike reminds him of her brother's stubbornness and the will to never give up. Before thinking they may have a crush on the little Drake, they were interrupted by the cry of happiness from Spike. Woohoo! I did it! I did it! Spike was above the highest branch, then falls into unconsciousness, falling straight down to the ground. The CMC was about to rush towards to save the little dragon, but an orange blur caught the sleeping dragon. Naruto smiled and thought, well done, Spike, well done. Naruto stood up. Well, Spike did very well. Starting tomorrow you'll join the girls to learn ninjutsu. The CMC smiles, then followed the pair back to the inn. When he arrived, he saw the girls laying around on the couch. Naruto chuckles. Well, girls, Spike will join us in ninjutsu training tomorrow morning, so sleep well because tomorrow will be even more difficult. We will start at 5:30 a.m. 6 Maras nodded minus Spike, who's still sleeping, and shouted, Yes. Naruto looks at the CMC. Okay, tomorrow we will go into ninjutsu training. The fillies got excited but was cut off by Naruto. I can't teach you that. But why? Scudella protests. 'Cause you 3 only learn the basics, tomorrow you can only observe. But about Spike, why can he learn ninjutsu? Spike proved himself. How about me? I've been your student for more than a year. Scudella, listen, Dash. No, you listen. Naruto, you said we're family. You said family comes first. Thinking you go all of sorts of danger leaving me behind. What if you never come back? You're gonna leaving me all alone again? I don't want to go back being alone with no family greeting me when I arrive back from school. No pony tucking me in at night. I don't want to lose you. I want to be right by your side. Families stick together. Scudala cries her eyes out. Also followed her two friends thinking about their own family. Naruto looks at the Maras. They have a different expression. Applejack hugs her sister telling her she won't leave her, but Apple Bloom also wants to fight by her sister's side. Rarity also hugs her sister telling her the same thing as Applejack said, but same as Apple Bloom's Sweet Belle also wants fight by her sister's side. Twilight was about to talk to Spike, but Spike stopped her telling her that he will be fine like he said weeks ago. Even if she stops him, he won't just stand by while Twilight goes into danger. Rainbow, Fluttershy and Pinkie tries comfort their friends. Naruto sighs in defeat. Fine, meet me by the lake 5:30 tomorrow. The fillies nodded. The Maras approaches Naruto. Naruto, are you sure about this? Teaching my sister about this ninja stuff, they will get hurt, said Applejack with worries in her voice. Look, Applejack, I don't like it as much you do. But these girls already set their mind to it. They are determined to help us in any way. I will just teaching them D-rank jutsu, that's all, said Naruto, as he walks towards his bedroom. The Maras looked worried, but they trust Naruto. 8:30 in the morning. Naruto once again demonstrated his great talent to be on time. Actually, Naruto had left his students waiting for 3 hours again like last time. The entire group was sleeping on the grass. They had waited for 3 hours, they got so bored and slept. Finally Naruto showed up, says, Yo! Girls, Spike, and even Fluttershy shouted, You're late! Naruto was surprised, then smiled and said, scratching his neck, Hee, sorry. I was lost in a road of life. While eyes smiles like Kakashi. Lair! The entire group shouted. Naruto stood in front of his students with legs crossed. Well guys, today I will teach you about the transformation of nature. There are 3 branches of jutsu, taijutsu, genjutsu and ninjutsu, Naruto said. 3 types? What do you mean? Sugarcube asked Applejack. Pretty simple. Taijutsu is the physical art, by that I mean punches and kicks, so it does not require chakra, but there are exceptions such as Sakura and Granny Tsunade who injects chakra to increase the force of their blows. Then there's genjutsu, are basically illusions to fool the opponent, and finally ninjutsu. That's using your energy to techniques such as Rasengan. Genjutsu is a form of in release, intan. The last 2 to mention, genjutsu and Rasengan, needs chakra but not in physical strength, Naruto explained. Wait, said Fluttershy, caught the attention of the group. What is the in element? The in release is used and based in spiritual energy governing imagination techniques. Its serious counterpart yang release, yotan, which is based on the physical energy that controls life. Combining forms the yin-yang type, on Mayatan. This type of jutsu is used as a basis for non-elemental jutsu such as mind transfer technique and the multi-expansion jutsu, are purely yin-yang release when they change the ratio of spiritual and physical energies in their chakra. But we'll explain that another time, explained Naruto. But Naruto said in a serious tone, closing his eyes, then opened them. Learning elemental jutsu can take up to 4 years. Are you kidding? We do not have much time, shouted Rainbow Dash. It is that long, so I need you to learn the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. So the process will be much faster. Naruto carrying a scroll with the words, How to make the Shadow Clones Jutsu. And he throws it to Spike. Spike grabs the parchment, nearly dropped. What's in here? Spike asked, pointing to the parchment. You see, when I learned the shadow clones I was very forgetful, so I decided to write down everything I learned in that parchment in case I forget. Naruto sat down. But your chakra level is barely enough to perform 4 shadow clones. Naruto thinks very carefully, then he spoke. That's why I transferred some of my chakra to you. My natural chakra, of course, not the bee juice. Temporarily, of course. Enough for you guys to speed up your training. The group were surprised. Naruto walks over to them. Okay, every pony stand still, I will transfer some of my chakra to you. Naruto closes his eyes and performs the jutsu. Chakra transfer technique. A blue aura burst into life connecting each of the soon-to-be shinobis. This technique was used by the sage of the sixth path, giving his chakra to everyone in his time. After the chakra transfer, the group felt dizzy, but after a while they could feel so much power running through them. They started the training. The girls and Spike tried to do what was in the parchment, but something was failing because the clones came out pale and lying on the ground like Naruto did before. Meanwhile, the Bijus and Naruto are playing cards inside the minscape to pass the time. The game is poker. Shikaka sighed looking at his cards and Kurama's annoying grin. Shikaka looks at the two river cards. When he looks at last two cards, Shikaka's eyes widen with a smile. Hey fuzzy ball. Do you want to double the bet? Kurama shrugged. If you want to lose. Shikaka places his bets and showed their cards and said sorry. Full house. Kurama smirked and said so sorry. Royal flush. Shikaka looked at Kurama's cards and was surprised. Cannot be. I thought I would win. You're very good at this. Kurama's arms cross and say I know I am. But several cards fell under his arms pit. Shikaka then looked and said what deal we have here? A second, Shikaka looks at the card. He looks up at Kurama and shouted Kurama you cheated. While Kurama was running from Shikaka for cheating, Spike was sitting cross-legged with his left hand or claw on his chin. Think Spike, what are you doing wrong? Then an idea came to his head. What Naruto said to us? Each jutsu must have the correct amount of each energy, otherwise the execution of the technique will be ineffective and you'll burn your energy, said Naruto. Spike stood up. All this time I've been accumulating more physical than spiritual energy. Spike did seal shadow clones, closing his eyes. If that's the case, Tajikage Bunshin no Jutsu, multiple shadow clone technique. Spike screamed as a large crowd of over 300 clones appeared to surprise the dragon. Wow! So many! After Naruto cuts off his connection from his mindscape, he saw clones and smiles. Good job, Spike, good job. -2 weeks later. Although Spike had explained to the girls how to make shadow clones, yet some had trouble controlling physical and spiritual energies. At this time Naruto was sleeping on the grass. Then Pinky approaches and stood in front of her face. Naruto opened his eyes and was so surprised that his lips were glued to Pinkie Pie in an accidental kiss. They parted once Naruto had a red face. Pinkie Pie also had a red face. The two were silent for a moment longer, until Naruto spoke up. Did you finish your shadow clones training? Pinkie Pie nodded slowly. Naruto got up and went to the rest, until Kurama speaks inside his mindscape. Enjoying with your girlfriends? Kurama smirked. Naruto turned red. They're not my girlfriends. We are just friends. Kurama smiled and said so why are you so red? Naruto immediately cuts off his connection from his mindscape. Naruto finally arrives with the group, who were tired and covered in dirt from all the training. Okay, you guys, it's time to find out what your chakra nature is? Said Naruto. So, how will we see our chakra natures? Asked Applejack. Naruto then reached into his scroll and pulled out a bunch of papers that he created with creation of all things long ago. Naruto grabbed a sheet of paper with his hoof. No one know how Pony grabs stuff. The girls and Spike did not understand this. These slips of paper are made from a tree that absorbs chakra. Naruto then grabbed one and put it into his hands. The paper then split into 4 and torches, douse, crumble and wrinkle. The Ponies and Spike were confused about what happened. Naruto summoned a clone then changed into Kurama. If you have wind, the paper will split, fire will torch your paper, water will douse it, lightning will wrinkle it, and earth will cause it to crumble away, explained Kurama. I possess wind, but due to being the Jinchuriki of all Bijus I possess all elements, said Naruto. Just place your chakra onto this paper, and you will learn your chakra nature, Naruto said as he gave each Ponies and Dragon a slip of paper. The 10 focused their energy and channeled their chakra into their paper. Spike's paper split in half and got torched. Twilight's paper torched and doused. Pinkie Pie's paper got crumble. Fluttershy's paper got crumble and doused. Rarity's papers wrinkle and crumble. Applejack's paper split in half and crumble. Rainbow Dash's paper got wrinkled and doused. Applebloom's paper crumble. Sweet Belle's paper doused. Scuttler's paper split in half. Well, it seemed Twilight got fire and water, Spike have wind and fire, Applejack got wind and earth, Rainbow Dash have lightning and water, Rarity had lightning and earth, interesting combination. Fluttershy got water and earth, Pinkie and Apple Bloom have earth only, Sweet Belle only got water, and last and not the least Scootaloo got wind. Scootaloo is happy that she got wind cause her brother is also a wind nature. Alright, yelled Rainbow Dash. Not so fast. It is very rare for someone to discover at least 2 chakra natures at once. One of the chakra natures you have is probably your affinity, or your most powerful chakra nature. So now what? Said Rarity. In order to perform your jutsu, you must be in tone with your chakra nature. When I form a wind release, I make a picture in my mind of my chakra splitting into 2 separate parts that grind against each other. I want you guys to be working on forming a change in chakra nature. Also, all of you except for the 3 fillies have 2 chakra natures. As you guys work on this drill, you'll discover which chakra nature you're more proficient at. And you all have the chance to do Kekii Genkai. For example, Rainbow Dash have a chance to do Storm Release, which is combo of water and lightning natures, said Kurama. But it will take some time to learn how to do Kekii Genkai. The Bijus will be looking over your training for a while. I got some stuff to take care of, said Naruto as he left with a gust of wind. The Ponies plus Dragons started their training. Okay, I'm starting, said Pinkie Pie in an exuberant manner. The others weren't going to let this hyperactive pony get ahead of them, so they pursued after her. 2 weeks later. Finally had been 2 weeks since they had taken 2 months of training. Spike and the girls used their affinities near perfection. Today Naruto and the Bijus were called by the girls and Spike for some reason. What do you think they want to show us? Shikaka wondered. I do not know, they said it was important, said Naruto. Well, what do you guys wants to show us? Naruto asked, had not been told why they just told him to come. Girls, let's show them, said Twilight. She claps her hooves together, and thinking for a moment. She releases a steam from her mouth. The temperature getting hot by the second, Naruto wipes his sweat from his forehead and his eyes went wide. This is boil release. Vapor style. That's great, Twilight. How did you do it? Naruto wondered. Simple, I got to thinking, if Genkai Kekii consist of 2 natures, then I discovered combined water nature in my left hoofs and fire nature in my right hoof, but the first time I burned myself a bit. I kept training to fully master it, explained Twilight with a smile. Any of you guys have that jutsu besides Twilight? Naruto asked, to which Pinkie Pie started jumping with her hoof raised. Oich, I do. Naruto raises an eyebrow. Pinkie? But you have only an affinity dash. Let me show you. Naruto looks at Pinkie with confusion. Pinkie punches a tree. When it connected, the tree exploded with party streamers? Was that explosion release with party streamers? Naruto thought. What do you think, Naruto? Asked Pinkie. Well, it is unique and dangerous same time, said Naruto. But it was amazing, Pinkie, you could defeat any enemy. Pinkie nodded happily. Fluttershy caught Naruto's attention. Naruto. I also possess this thing called Kekii Genkai. Naruto remembered Fluttershy's affinities and thought, would it be possible? Fluttershy concentrates on her water chakra on her right hoof, and on her left hoof is her earth chakra. Then she joins them together. The trees began to react and move. Would release. Impossible. Kurama is shocked by this discovery. Senju spent years to have a child that have would release. But this mare have the Shodai Hokage Kekii Genkai. That's amazing, Fluttershy. I can't believe it, you have would release. You're the 3rd user who have this bloodline. Always something special about you. Fluttershy blushes. Naruto thinks I'm special, his special Saponi. Fluttershy covers her faces with her mane to hide her red face. Rainbow Dash began to fly over Naruto. Does that surprise you? Wait till you see this. Naruto smiled and asked. Well, Rainbow Dash, let's see what you got. Rainbow claps her hooves together and thinks for a moment and yell. Rantan, Ryunkaha, storm release, thunder cloud inner wave. A thunder cloud takes form around Naruto. The cloud launched a lightning at Naruto, who barely dodged with a comical look of fear. Rainbow Dash's cloud dissipated and laughed. Haha. Naruto was already excited. Any pony else? Rarity steps forward, Naruto said with a smile. Oh, Rarity, what can you do? Rarity smiles and stomps on the ground. A mirror-like green crystal shape of a snowflake emerges from the ground. Rarity looks at the crystal and casts the jutsu. Shisho Bunshin no Jutsu, Jade Crystal Clone Technique. A bunch of clones emerge from the crystal. Well done, Rarity, said Naruto. You're the second user who uses this bloodline. Everpony looks at him in surprise. Crystal release is rarer than wood release. Every pony are in shock. Rarity is proud to have this rare bloodline limit. Who's next? This time Spike steps forward. Naruto is surprised. Okay, Spike, show me what you're made of. Spike smirked and performs a series of hand seals. 3 flaming orbs appeared around Spike. Chikuten Kajisatsu, Scorch Release, Extremely Steaming Murder. Spike releases one of the orb hidden on a tree. The tree suddenly is wiped away, evaporating all the water inside the tree. Naruto closes his eyes. They did better than I expected, then opens his eyes and said, Congratulations, I have nothing more to teach you. What? Every pony said in surprise. You did well. I taught you all the basics, now it's your turn to try and improve yourselves, said Naruto. But you've gotten us this far? Why stop? Exclaimed Twilight. Because I can't treat you like your children. It's up to you and you only. If you don't want to do any more from this point on, that's fine by us. If you want to have a little spar to increase your powers, just ask. Remember, it's your responsibility. He leaves the ponies and the dragon to themselves. He's so amazing. Rainbow Dash thought out loud with a little blush on her face. He cares so much about us yet, this guy is so wow. Applejack also thought out loud, trying to hide her blush behind her hat. The other nodded to agreement. After leaving the group, Naruto smiles. These ponies is a force to be reckoned with. The Bijus agreed with him. In Tartarus prison. How long will we wait? Madara? Said Tyrek, looking at the dark gray alicorn who closed his eyes. Madara opens his eyes and said, Patience, Tyrek, before we escape this prison we must make plans. Don't just let me wait to recharge your strength, so we need outside help while we're here. Madara activates his Rinnegan, claps his hooves together, and spits out a seed that burrowed underground. Would release, would seed clone. Then resurface outside Tartarus's gate. The seed clone grows in size into a pony with a tan color coat version of Toby, covered with a black jacket with red cloud. The pony wear an orange spiral mask with one eye hole. When the pony opens his one eye, it reveals a red eye with black Tomo as pupil and said, "'Cause Toby is good boy." Chapter end.
Now watch daily exclusive and censored Lemon stories and mature content, along with NSFW images, featuring Harem girls characters from the fics. Access all this and more on my Patreon. Click the link in the description to explore.